people, I would like to welcome you guys to Legal Wars Live. I go by the name of that boy, the Ghostwriter. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Ghostwriter. Good morning, OG Kicks. I appreciate you liking the video. Appreciate you being in here, waiting for me to get in here. You know what I'm saying? It's the Tax to Rich tour, man. I think we on like episode number 96. I can almost tell now, because I know we got 2 episodes left on Saturday. And then I know we got Thursday and Friday. So yeah, this has to be episode 96. And I just told you, 97, 98 on Thursday and Friday, and 99 and 100 on Saturday. And that's where we're going to end the Tax to Rich tour. Man, it's been my pleasure touring all over the great city of New York, the greatest city in the world. I said it once, I'll say it twice. You know what I'm saying? Touring all over the city, man, bringing you guys this content like the content I'm going to bring y'all this morning. It's raining right now on the Upper West Side. You know what I'm saying? If you guys can't tell, we got a little rain going on right now, but that's not going to stop us, and that's not going to hinder us from bringing the content. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to jump right into it, man. My last tour that I did was called the We the People Tour. It's about we the people. And when we say we the people that I'm talking about is a form of governance minus corruption. Because corruption is a lot in America. Especially right now, the American people are witnessing. We are witnessing. We're seeing before our own eyes. You know what I'm saying? You think about the United States, okay? So the United States this year is running over, in 2025, we ran over a $2 trillion deficit, okay? So we ran over a $2 trillion deficit. So we're looking at what these politicians are doing to our country, and whatever they're doing to our country, it's not good. Can we see that? I'm saying, does the politicians see that? That should be the better question. Whatever y'all politicians, Republican or Democrat, we're going to get to that in just a second, are doing to our country, it's not good. Because our national debt is crazy. Our deficits are crazy. The rich people are getting richer, and the middle class and the poor are either staying the same or sinking. That's the state of our country, the state of our economy. So whatever these politicians are doing, the American people are not happy. Listen, you can't just blame this all on President Trump. To me, President Trump exacerbated the situation. But you can't just blame this all on President Trump. In my mind, in my opinion, how can we? I'm saying you got a $39 trillion debt. So for you to blame this on President Trump, he had to add all 39 trillion to the national debt, which he didn't do. So this ain't all on President Trump. This is both sides of the aisle. I think that's where we start at this morning. That is the most important thing. The American people are tired of the corruption. The American people are tired of the lies. The American people are tired of the way our system is being ran in government. They tired of it. The American people were tired of it during Barack Obama's time. Tell me how I'm lying. Why in the world? Listen, as a kid growing up, a black man, of course, unless I change my race, a black man growing up in South Mississippi as a kid, as a youngster growing up, I was told we would never have a black man as president. And hearing that from my black parents, I believe that. Why would we? The world that we lived in, the world that I saw, and understood as a young black American growing up in Mississippi. In 2025, 25 years old, my mama and all the people I knew, I heard my preacher say that we'll never have a black president. Why would I believe anything different? What I'm telling you, the American people were so sick and tired of the lies from the politicians. The American people were so sick and tired of the corruption from the politicians. The American people were so sick and tired of the politicians fattening their own pockets and not doing nothing for them. So the American people so tired of it, they decide to go the completely opposite direction. And for the first time ever, they voted for a black man. First time ever. Tired of the lies. Tired of the corruption, man. You see what I'm saying? When you look at President Trump, look at the election of President Trump. And the last two, besides President Obama, which I think President Obama won that election due to President Trump's handling of COVID, due to President Trump's handling of the summer of love, quote unquote. Look at how 2020 looked. In 2020, it looked like complete and utter chaos in America. People were locked inside their homes. They couldn't go outside. So I'm saying, like, and it was so close. The American people, they didn't forget that. Not only that, you know what I'm saying, we could talk about the record inflation. President Biden, like, he number 3 on the all-time inflation list. That's not a list you want to be on. His inflation reached 10%. You know what I'm saying? We heard the accusation allowing over 20 million immigrants into this country. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. I want to let you guys know it's very important. That's the reason why President Trump won the election the second time. But the first time, the people voted for Hillary Clinton. I wanted to be sure and clear about that. But on the ballot, you had Hillary Clinton and you had a businessman who America, or who I would say a lot of people already said was corrupt or a bad businessman. You had Hillary Clinton and a man who had never been politician on the ballot in 2016. Hillary Clinton, being a woman, she would have been the first woman president of the United States. Yeah, she might be a regular old politician, or you might think it was politics as usual, but the American people voted for change again. They voted for the first woman president. But opposite of her, who really won, was a businessman who never participated in politics, who said he was going to come stop all wars and he was going to make America great again. He was going to focus on the homeland in the ways that Republicans can. That's what he said. The American people won't change. I want to make that clear before we go any further in this discussion, because the American people and what they want makes all the difference if we're talking about an election. Who's going to be voting? The American people. Y'all might be thinking, you might be a Democrat. So you might be thinking of a term of a Democrat, or you might be President Trump fan, and you might be thinking of terms of President Trump fan. So you thinking that, are you thinking in the terms of what MAGA wants? Like everyone is MAGA, bro. I'm thinking in the terms of the American people as a majority. The majority of Americans want change. Can we be clear about that? How many people in here are American or American voter, and you saying you're okay with the corruption that you've seen in America over the last how many decades you've been alive? We're not talking about the corruption in Mexico. We're not comparing the corruption in Mexico with the corruption in America and saying at least America is not as corrupt as Mexico. We talking about our country. We looking at our country. We tired of y'all lying politicians. We tired of it. You could look at this morning as Ghost just speaking, or you could look at this as a disabled veteran of the United States military who's living his life or attempting to live his life. You see what I'm saying? 46 years old, from Mississippi, up here in New York City, an independent paralegal attempting to enforce a U.S. law. We tired of corruption. Let me tell you how corrupt our country is. Because it's not just the politicians, it's the courts too. Y'all don't think the courts corrupt? How many of y'all don't believe that the courts are corrupt this morning? I'm saying America and the people who have been running our country, this is what you have gotten us to. The revolution is coming, man. It's coming. How many of y'all think the courts are honest this morning? I don't even have to go into it because ain't nobody, they don't even trust the courts. No one trusts the courts. Let me tell you something. I don't even have to speak on the police because the American people been stopped trusting the police. How many, the majority of Americans in this live stream, you 1,000% trust the police department? Your local police department. How many people in this live stream, you 1,000% trust your local police department? If you find 10 communities across America At least, well over half of them. You better not go into no minority communities, because there's not one minority community in America that'll tell you they trust that police department. Good morning, DT Hope, my brother. So don't go into no minority communities. So if you go in some white communities, you might find maybe 5 out of 10 of them that say they trust the police. Because I know where I'm from, down south in Mississippi, even the white people don't trust the police. They want to deal with those situations themselves. You know why they don't trust the police? They know the police corrupt. They know they are. Bro, all you gotta do is call a military contractor. I'm telling you, yeah, I want to help you corrupt the system even more because it's so broken, it needs to be scrapped. All you have to do is call a military contractor and tell him that this dude in your city is a pedophile. And that military contractor will contact your local police department and they'll violate every civil right that person has in the book. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. I've seen it. All it takes is a military contractor. That's it. That's it. All it takes is a military contractor and a lie. That's all it takes is a military contractor and a lie. And that whole police department will be corrupt in one phone call. Oh, you say he a sexual deviant. Where's his sexual deviant charges at? He ain't got one charge as a sexual deviant. I mean, the police ain't that smart to realize that if a military contractor call you and say this guy's a sexual deviant, and I'm the police. See, listen, I could see if they call Hakeem Jeffries, he ain't the police, even though he can pick up the phone and call one of his homeboys. I'm saying, like, that's some extra work. You know us Americans, we lazy anyway. That's some extra work. What I'm trying to tell you is this is the police that you talking to. I promise you today, try it out. If any of y'all don't believe me, try it out. You could call a military contractor, find you one. They're easy to find. You could find them on Google. You could make up a lie about a person. Call him a sexual deviant. He got 1,000 charges and ain't one of them got anything to do with sex. And you could get that military contractor to call the police will violate every civil rights that person got. So we already know the police is shot. We know the police shot. We ain't got no faith and trust as Americans in our police forces across the world. You got 25% of white people in America who still trust the police. That's it. I promise you, you got 90% of blacks that do not trust the police at all. I'm talking about government blacks. I'm talking about ex-military blacks, ex-police blacks don't trust the police. Let's be real, bruh. Y'all living in a fantasy world. See, a white man, a white Democrat in New York, he could easily see when I talk about President Trump and his world that all of President Trump's support is coming from MAGA. But that white police officer in New York, he can't understand that if I pull out this camera and start talking to black people across your city that I have never done before, never been to, let me pull out this camera and start talking to the black people across your city and ask them if you racist or if you corrupt. And in I'm talking about I've been across America, I had different thoughts before I started traveling. Before I got to Massachusetts or before I got to Connecticut or New York, you know, a black man from the South, I'm thinking, oh man, all I gotta do is get to New York. Just like in the slave days, you know, freeing the slave, you running from slavery. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is get to New York, and when I get to New York, something gonna change, because they not racist in New York. No, they not racist in New York. The police ain't corrupt in New York. It's all 50 states. Ain't nobody from New York got to tell me what's going on in New York. I done been here and seen it with my own eyes. I don't take people's word for stuff. I got to go see it for myself. I'm not a peon. You see how the police will easily take a military contractor's word when he on the phone with him, even though he can do a research himself or investigation himself on that own person and see that he got 1 million charges, but not one charge is sexually related. Why is that? I hear what you're saying, but I need to see it for myself. And I'm saying you think that about the police, but what about the judge? The judge himself. So the same military contractor just contact the judge. Or the same police who did the junk they did, how the police to contact the judge. That's all you got to do. Federal judge, he'll throw a whole case. He don't care what the law say. He don't care what none of that say. And don't offer him no money. If he a corrupt judge, he'll take the money directly. But if he not a corrupt judge, what he'll do is he'll tell you to donate the money to some of his causes. And then the corrupt ones will go back and get the money from there. Yeah, federal judge. That's all you got to do in America, I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, give it a try. Call you a military contractor. I promise you. Call a military contractor and tell them to call the police department. They're going to be doing anything you want that you say against the person you say it against. And then when that person turn around and sue you, all you got to do is get that same military contractor to get in touch with the police department, and the police department up there lying now to the judge why they committed fraud or why they corrupt. And the judge ain't supposed to be talking to nobody else involved in that case. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see how I'm not losing focus. I'm all the way focused because I'm finna go get the ACLU whenever you misstep. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put you on blast. That's what I'm gonna do when you misstep. My mind ain't concerned with no females. You gotta realize what we talking about. Our nation, the people are tired of this corruption, our corrupt government, and our corrupt nation. They don't care if it's a Republican or a Democrat. That's why the majority of Americans don't vote, because they believe if you elect a Republican or a Democrat, you're gonna get the same corruption and everything gonna be the same. That's where we need to start at this morning. And I don't see why should the American people feel different? I'm telling you how it's done. I had a judge in Texas, he did that. Might have one in New York do it. We're going to see how corrupt he is or not. We're going to see how corrupt our system is or not. Because the state courts in Texas, they weren't corrupt. Shout out Governor Abbott. I ain't never seen no corruption in a state court in the state of Texas, but in that federal court in Texas. So let's see if it's just a federal problem, American problem, which I can almost tell you it is. We got a problem. You wonder why the American people are sick of you. They tired of you. You wonder why the American people collective as a whole, they are tired of these politicians. They tired of your policies. We tired of these sorry police departments. We tired of the whole system. You need to scrap the whole system. It's broken. It's broken. You got a $39 trillion debt. You got more debt than there probably is money in the entire world. You got a $39 trillion debt. You printing money. You fighting unnecessary wars. It's a broken system. Listen, I said President Trump, he exacerbated the situation. President Trump making $2.5 billion in a year. All that does is make the American people say, yeah, it's corrupt. Yeah, we need to change. Yeah, we need to scrap the system. But President Trump making 2.5 billion, with a B, in a year. I'm saying the system is way more corrupt than that. The system is way more broken than that. President Trump might just realize that the system broke and corrupt. Hey, Ghost, I came in with Elon. We tried to fix it. We saw it can't fix it, so I might as well get mine while I can. You see what I'm saying? Because I ain't saying how any of y'all could talk about President Trump's corruptions, the Democrats, when you got corrupt federal judges right here in your city. In the biggest federal court in America, how can a federal judge have a conversation with an outside? First of all, that judge ain't supposed to be talking to nobody who ain't got nothing to do with that case. If the police officers ain't got nothing to do with that case, you ain't supposed to be talking to them. If the police officers got something to do with that case, and in order for them to tell you there's a military contractor that's involved, then those police officers have to be admitting that they did commit harassment and that they did do something they weren't supposed to do. Oh, we got told to tow his car. Oh, that's targeting. The judge immediately should know that what they doing is wrong, and that should end the case. But that's not so. What happens instead, he participates in it. The judges are participating in the corruption. You ain't upholding the law, buddy. Let me see you uphold that law. You participating in corruption. You know what they doing is not right. It's against the law, and you going along with that anyway. You just as corrupt as they are. I seen it in Texas. A federal judge, the system broken. Hire you a military contractor. That's all you got to do is hire a military contractor, and you could get the government, to that local government at least, and the federal government in that district court and federal court, you will get them to do anything you want. They'll do anything for you. Just hire you a military contractor and get you one corrupt police officer, and you could do anything you want to somebody. Anything. I'm saying the judge, he ain't to realize, and he can't see, because what I'm telling y'all, if I'm telling y'all this on this live stream, I'm about 1,000% pretty sure what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? With some birdies in the air, a birdie might have put something in my ear. You could believe that if you want to, because I'm telling you, if you try that corruption, I'm going to the ACL. You on you, and I'm gonna blow your horn. If you try that corruption, I'm going to and I don't care if the ACLU with it. I'm going to find somebody, whoever that judge, I'm going to find, bro. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, bro. Like, listen, do I have to educate the judge on how the system work or not? Do I have to educate the judges on how the system work or not, buddy? Ain't no third party, no police officer. If the police officer got something to do with the case, then they just like witnesses. They shouldn't be dictating the case, but you got a millionaire dude and a military or a military organization behind this whole situation, and the judge has to know that. You say, Ghost, come on with the content. Now, I'm just wanting you guys the first 20 minutes to really understand that the American people are sick and tired. Look, WTF over, this is just what I'm going through personally. So God gave me a voice. God gave me the ability to compose legal documents and to jump into that system and to see what's going on. So I'm just seeing what's going on. But I'm telling you, the American people can see that the police are corrupt. Let's run a poll. CNN, Harry Enton, y'all don't want to do that poll though, huh? But I'm saying Ghost to do that poll. How many of us think the police are corrupt? In some way, form, or fashion. In some way, form, or fashion. Don't go to no black community asking them if they think the police is corrupt now, because you're going to get 100%, a 99% consensus. How many of us think the courts are corrupt? How many of us had situations with corrupt courts before? You get where I'm coming from? How many of us think the politicians are corrupt? We tired of it, man. We tired. We can't believe you or trust you. You don't do the right thing. You choosing not to do the right thing. You conscientiously choosing. If I was a judge and a third party came to me, boy, you better get it out of my chambers as fast as you can before I sit the FBI on you. And I don't care who you are, because I'm not scared of you. Real talk. That's who I am. I don't care who it was. I'm a federal judge, boy. Don't say the wrong thing to me. I couldn't be no federal judge. People be dropping like flies all over the world, because I'm enforce the law the way it's supposed to be. I'm not going to be corrupt because the system corrupt, and I want to survive in a corrupt system. No, I can't join your corrupt system and your corruptness. I'm going to be the one that's going to blast you. The American people are tired of the corruption. We tired of the lies. We tired of the rich people stepping on us to put money in their back. We tired of you using God and religion as a cloak for you to get rich and step on poor people's backs. We tired of this. We tired of your lies, man. We tired of it. We want change. And that's what President Trump and the Republicans are facing in November. And I took 25 minutes of my time intentionally, bringing in personal stories like that intentionally, to let you know and to let you see the American people. This is the mindset that the American people have come November. This they mindset. I'm saying this ain't they mind. Listen to me. This ain't they mindset in 2026. I'm telling you, the change thing, the little tweakings of the change thing It came in my generation, Barack Obama. I'm 46. Look at Tucker Carlson. What, he in his 50s? And look at everyone else. Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't care what you feel, what you think. I don't care if I win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I care about what's right and what's wrong. I care about corruption and non-corruption. I don't care about whatever y'all care about. I don't. You got a name and a title, bruh. You gonna get respect or you not, bruh, with that name and that title. I don't care if the judge watching this live stream, bruh. I say it to his face. God, my king. This is y'all's world and your king and your judge and your system, because you probably not saved. The one calling the military contractor, I don't see no Christianity or God in none of you. That's why you out here doing this. I don't care nothing about that. Let the judge watch it. Play it for him. If somebody played me something like that with a guy that has a mental disability, listen, if y'all hating on President Trump, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, the whole system. Let's get on these politicians one by one, or these judges, or these police officers, or these whoever. You messed up. What you don't understand, you act like, oh, you're not gonna get no money, and I don't get no money, and you still a piece of crap. You still not abiding by the law. You still corrupt. What you don't understand, you still corrupt. You gotta go to sleep at night and be that corrupt judge. Do you wanna go to sleep as the corrupt judge that's gonna get appealed? I don't care. You're going to hear whatever you say. I don't care. That's what you don't know. I'm a crash out. Call it a crash out for God. I'm a crash out for the truth. I'm a crash out for justice. I'm a crash out for righteousness. Don't be corrupt. Stop being corrupt. Nobody could do the right thing. That's what it comes down to, and this is the frustration you can see on the local level of me dealing with a situation, the frustration of the American people. Bro, I got 4 cases. If you don't like how that one, they gonna get sued again, and it's gonna get appealed, and they'll get sued again, and I still got 3 more cases. Maybe I need to go to state court. Maybe the state courts aren't as corrupt as the federal courts. I don't care what you think, feel, or believe. It don't matter. It's facts. It's facts. A military contractor, and you get, bro, anybody who watching this, try it out and tell me if I'm not wrong. Get a military contractor to call the police and have a dude who might have a disability or might be a little slow in your community and don't know nobody. He can't know nobody, cause see, if he knows somebody, they'll turn it off. He can't really know nobody. And get a millionaire to fund the situation. And I promise you, anything that they want to do to that dude, they can. Your country corrupt. Keep your money, boy. Your country is gonna burn. You burning in front. You burning as we speak. On fire. $39 trillion debt, and you in Iran, and Iran beating the snot out of you. Iran walking the dog on the strongest military in the world. When you gonna see it? When you wake up in hell? When you gonna see it? When our country is completely destroyed and we leaving a messed up country to our children. Wake up. We over there getting beat to sleep by Iran. The Iranians are embarrassing us on every level. President Trump want to run as far away from that situation as he can, listening to stupid politicians like Lindsey Graham. Wake up. Our system jacked up. We need change, bruh. Wake up. Wake up. Even the system that the people is working for, they saying we need change. The system working for Elon, he said, man, Ghost, I can't try to fix it, man. This thing's so broken, I gotta scrap it. The whole thing. And Elon made $1 trillion off the system. Still tried to fix it, said it was so broken, can't be fixed, need to be scrapped. Even the ones who benefiting off the system said it need fixed. Look how much money President Trump done made off of America. He even see it. Your system broken. Ask President Trump how corrupt. President Trump know more how corrupt them judges are than I do. It's just a lot of stuff he can't say. But God put him through some stuff too, so he's seen some stuff too. Y'all Democrats, y'all can say what y'all want to. You ain't no better. You ain't no better. That's why the Democratic Socialists are gaining Trump. People want something new, and they want something different. We tired of your same old lies and corruption. If the rich kid did, he could go be in the car with somebody who murdered someone, and you would never hear nothing about that. He gonna walk clean, cause his daddy got money, cause his daddy a Republican. What? Bro, I ain't never even, bro, you talking about murderer, that's what Jesus called them. He said they murderers and they abide not in the truth. One thing y'all know is I do not tell lies. And the second thing y'all know, I could tell you this, and you could take it for face value. I ain't never even been in the car, contemplated, nothing to do with murder in my life. Nothing. In my life, nothing. I never even backed over a dude accidentally. Nothing. Nowhere close. Before I put Jesus Christ as my witness. Well, so when Jesus said, ye of your father the devil, he wasn't talking to me, he talking to you. Because he was talking to the religious people. He was talking to the goody-goodies. You the little goody-goody preacher dude. He talking to you, buddy. You are your father, the devil. We need change, bro. The system is scrapped. It's broken. I believe like Elon, I don't know if you could fix it. I'm just thinking about it in my morning. This is how simple it is. I could take $1,000, hire a military contractor and get them to call the police, and the police I'm controlling the police department. What? How you got power if you let somebody dictate you like that? You a peon, bruh. You gotta stand 10 on justice. You gotta stand 10 on what's right. And if you don't, I don't care. What I care about you for if you supposed to be the police or a judge and you corrupt? They told you this dude's a sexual deviant. I've been in your state for 2. I ain't even been here for a year. And for the 10 months I've been here, I ain't had sex one time and had at least 5 opportunities and walked away from all 5. I'm saying, if anything, by the very sense of that program should show the police, the government, and the courts in your community that these people are lying to you. But they ain't even smart enough to catch up or pick up on it. They don't care either. They don't care either. They're corrupt. The system is broken, bruh. You could laugh all you want to, and we gonna leave Iran with our tail between our legs, just like we did Afghanistan. Even P. Hegseth said it. We gonna change it to the Department of War, because every war that we fight, we lose. Every war that we fight, we lose. That's facts. Every war that we fight, we lose. We gotta change, man. It's time to change. So when the American people are going to the ballot box, that's what they looking for. They looking for change. They looking for something different. I want to vote for someone who supports me filing a document in court and let the documents on the merits alone win or lose. That's how it's supposed to be. It ain't supposed to be you in no smoke-filled room, or you picking up no phone, or this phone conversation. It ain't supposed to be none of that. Because what that judge don't realize is, I don't care if a Supreme Court justice called you. That's politics. President Trump, he nominated half the Supreme Court justices. You know what I'm saying? I know people, bro, who could get President Trump on the phone. You could believe, that sound funny, don't it? You could believe that, or if you want to or not. I'm from Mississippi. Conservative. And that's how a lot of y'all know who I am. Before a lot of these people in the city, that's how they do. Because I know people who could pick up the phone and get President Trump on the phone, boy. So that judge, he just ain't smart enough to see the script. And they running a monkey on him. And he don't even see it. I can't have no respect for you unless you obey that law. I'm talking about a case like this, bro, is so clear. You got to do the right thing. If you don't, then that's on you. That's on you. I'm telling you what I'm doing next. I'm going to go loud with you. Not like I did in Texas 1,000 times more. And I don't care how he feel. I'll tell him to his face. Take it personal if you want to, however you want to. You could get in your ego. You could get in your pride. All you need to know is I believe in God. I don't care if you do or don't. All you need to know is you put your hand on that Bible and you swore and took an oath to God. So God might just be bringing me as a test in your personal life. You put your hand on that Bible and you swore and took an oath to God. It don't mean nothing to you. And we can see if it do or don't. Because even the military contractors, the police, and I'm talking about the people in Mississippi, definitely, they watching you. And if they gonna be happy when you do what they want them to do, but in the back of their mind, they gonna say he corrupt too. That's why they doing it. Because they can't get no justice. So, just vigilantes pop up everywhere, man, because the system is broken. Listen, when the American people go vote, you got to understand that. Because we got elections coming up, bro. Look, let me tell you about a congressman in New York. His name is Representative Mike Lawler, okay? Representative Lawler, he's up here in Westchester County. And he's a Republican in the district that Kamala Harris won. Meaning that he did a really good job in the Democratic district. But I'm saying, what you think his chances are of getting reelected in this political climate? What you think a Republican's chances of getting reelected in a district that a Democrat won in this political climate? What you think their chances are? We talking about the midterms this morning. What you think the Republicans' chances are of winning in Maine? Guys, if y'all don't know, Susan Collins, she's been the senator from Maine for a long time. And I'm saying Susan Collins, she one of those Republicans who President Trump can't all the way count on. You see what I'm saying? Because she in a blue state. Or a state that's primarily blue, and she gotta satisfy her constituents. So she be kind of left for President Trump. What you think Susan Collins' chances are of winning in Maine in this political climate? Remember, I told you the American people won't change. They won't change. A former governor is running for Senate in North Carolina. A former governor running for Senate in North Carolina. And North Carolina is like a swingy state. What you think his chances of winning? That's what I'm saying. Really well, really good. Think about it. Think about what I just told y'all. Listen, if the American people want change in 2024 from Joe Biden, when the American people looked at Joe Biden, not only was President Trump's first administration pretty good, 2017, 2018, 2019, economically for Americans, that was pretty well. Even, bro, listen, we saw under President Trump, the wages increased for black people for a long time. President Trump's first term. We saw overall wages increase for the first time in a long time under President Trump's first term. President Trump, you see what I'm saying? So the American people, they voted for him thinking, oh, okay, well, this president, he gonna cut the taxes on our paychecks. Oh, well, this president, he gonna give us another stimulus check. They voted for him in part because Joe Biden looked like all of the old, same old. That's what he looked like. Joe Biden looked like the same person that done the same thing for over and over and over. That's all he looks like. Same old, over and over and over again. So the American people, when they had the choice between President Trump and Joe Biden, which candidate represent? Listen, every single election, every candidate that they voted for represented change. VP Harris would have been more change than President Trump in a literal sense because she's a female. She's a black female, Asian female, whatever you say. She would have been a difference. But look, the American people, they didn't look at VP Harris and they didn't see change. They seen more of the same. They look at Joe Biden, that establishment, more of the same. The American people won't change. They won't change. Look, this something how you understand. Chaos, I think it's K-A-I-O-S. You guys could go Google it, or y'all could go look up any prediction market you want to. But they predicted that the Democrats will win the House of Representatives 225 to 207. In a political climate where the people voted for affordability and they got higher gas prices and higher food prices instead, they voted for no more foreign wars and they got a new foreign war instead. In a political climate where the people had certain expectations and they're not getting those expectations, I'm saying you would think the Democrats would pick up more than just 20 seats. You would think that last time President Trump was president, the Democrats picked up 40 plus seats. And he didn't have no affordability crisis. He didn't have no problem in Afghanistan no problem in Iran. He didn't have none of that. And he still lost 40 seats. So I'm saying just to think of a prediction market showing that the Democrats will indeed win the House of Representatives, you have to be thinking in your mind, that goes without saying. Just to think that the Democrats will win the House of Representatives, just to think that, you see what I'm saying? Just to think the Democrats will win the House of Representatives. But I'm saying like 20 seats, only 20 seats. Because I know you're going to win, but only about 20 seats. You ask what that is or what that has to do with or come, because I'm telling you, it don't matter. And what I'm finna tell you is really profound. It doesn't matter which candidate represents change. Y'all didn't expect me to say that. Because, see, the people look at the Democrats and the Republicans and they know, listen, okay, we know the pendulum swings to the left. We know that, you know what I'm saying, yada, yada. We going to vote against his party. We going to try to get President Trump like a correct balance. We all know that stuff. So you think they're going to vote for a Democrat, but I'm telling you that those voters are looking at that Democrat too. Like you ain't no different. You know the Democrats, they within their own party, the Democrats themselves only have a 47% approval rating of their own party. They won't change. And you know the Republicans don't know Democrats. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you look at the independents too, the independents might be running from a Republican, but if you get you a Byron Donald, even though he don't represent change for the state of Florida, that's a young black man. He looks like change. You see what I'm saying? If the Republicans get a candidate who's talking like ghosts, I'm saying the people are not going to care that it's a Republican on that ballot. I promise you. The people want change. We want change. I shouldn't have to tell you what we want change from. Yes, we want affordability. Yes, we want a politician but we want change too. We want change and affordability. If in the American people's mind, if we get change from that, what we got going on, then we would imagine that it would be better. Then we would imagine it'd be some affordability mixed in. We just want something different. We want something different because this program that you got going on is not working. It's not working. Bruce said change for better or the worse. We tired. Why you can't just do the right thing? Do what the law say do. I'm saying we would think in America we wouldn't have to ask a judge to do what the law say do. A judge. A freaking judge. If you gotta talk to judges about doing what the law say do, then hey, who gonna do what the law say do? And you wonder why your system gonna collapse. The judges won't even uphold the law. The judge. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This ain't nothing personal against no Georgia judge in New York, but I'm telling you about what happens with a judge in Texas. I'm telling you about what happened with a judge in Texas. I'm telling you about what happened. I don't even know if he even seen any of the legal documents that I filed. I'm talking about corrupt from the very beginning. The whole thing was corrupt. I'm saying, who gonna trust in the law? You making people not trust the law. Don't tell me about what somebody mama said or what somebody family said. Ain't nobody want to hear that, bro. This is your government. You gonna put your government the way your police department is breaking the law on somebody's mama or daddy. Don't be goofy, bro. When that woman called, or that military contractor called that police department, bro, let me be a police chief and you call my police department with it. You wouldn't do it in my city. They don't have the guts. They don't have the courage. They don't have the integrity. They corrupt. The system broken. Ask President Trump if some of the police ain't corrupt. He the president. He can't. If I was president, I wouldn't talk like this. Because you got to protect your system. You understand that? That's your system. He wanted to be president. I'm going to protect and defend my system too. But I'm a scream for change because it need to be changed. The American people are seeing it. You can't blind them. They open to it. They can see it clearly. This system is broken. I'm saying, why have rules if the ones who you put in charge of keeping the rules don't? Why even have rules? Let's just have a lawless society. Why wouldn't I spin on somebody if I seen them? If the people around don't, I'm saying ain't nobody around. Like, why wouldn't I slap them? Why wouldn't I kill them? Why wouldn't I pee on them? I'm saying, why any of us follow any rules if the ones who's supposed to make the rules don't follow the rules? I seen the script in Texas. You still that messed up? They told me, oh, this ain't gonna happen under President Trump. President Trump fixing everything. Oh, really? That's why the American people, Republican, Democrat, they not putting their hopes in none of y'all. None of y'all. So, Ghost, you said the Democrats gonna win the House of Representatives? Yes, they are. Definitely. But what about the Senate? It's still to be determined. It's still, because I don't think the people see change. That's why the Democratic Socialists, they know Mandami is different than them other politicians. If he not, he just seem different. They know that mayor is different. First of all, he not your race. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. The second thing, he not your religion either. And the third thing, he not your age. Them three things alone, let me tell you, he'll probably make better decisions, less corrupt decisions. I promise you, the ones they saying are corrupt are the ones that's the less corrupt. Besides the corrupt people who talking, real talk, that's on everything. They probably the one that less corrupt. You gonna want to make President Trump look corrupt. That benefits you. You want him to look corrupt. So you gonna try to point at him and you gonna keep the rest of your system dirty though. You gonna make President Trump the fall guy and you gonna keep the rest of your system dirty. Nah, you get rid of him. You need to get rid of scrap the whole system. The whole system corrupt, man. It's broken. I pledge allegiance in the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I'm saying, you talking about democracy, freedom, and laws and the Constitution, and you ain't abiding by them. That's a broken system. It's just words. It's not real words. I told you how to do it. All you gotta do is get a military contractor to contact the police, and you could do whatever. It just can't be a white person you doing it to. The police, they know the law. If you tell them to harass a white person, they know the law. If you let a lot of white people go to attack Capitol Hill, they go all of a sudden, the police, they know the law. Oh, it's a million white people that's finna run up on the state cap. Oh, they know the law when it come to white people. They know the law. So as long as it's not a white person that you get into, as long as it's not a white person. If it's a black person, oh yeah. Oh yeah, if it's a black person. Somebody said big Supreme Court coming. Ain't nobody care about that, man. We don't care about that. The ACLU gonna be litigating the case in the Supreme Court. The ACLU gonna be litigating it. Yeah, we gonna even up the score. If you wanna be corrupt and don't wanna follow the law, I'm gonna go get some help. Let me go get some help from some people who fight against corrupt people. Cause it's the whole system. The system is messed up, man. That's the bottom line. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. If any of you guys want to donate to the channel, man, I'm talking about realness. What you've been hearing today is realness. Look, I'm going to be so real with y'all that I'll even jeopardize my own situation. That's how real I'm going to be with you. Somebody said, call me on the street, they call me Dumbo, because I'm on the live stream telling the truth. I ain't called nobody's name, I didn't call no cases, and I didn't call no court cases. But you calling me Dumbo just because I'm telling the truth on the live stream. I'm Dumbo for telling the truth. That's where we at in our situation. Someone called me Dumbo for telling the truth. The truth don't matter. That's how you get Jeffrey Epstein. Listen, if you got a situation where you have a $1 million a year job, they paying you $1 million in salary, and you know your boss in the back room sleeping with 14-year-olds, and he say you say something, you gonna get fired. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna tell you what you gonna do. I could tell the way you are. You love money too much. Boy, you try to cheat on me. If you thinking about cheating on me, bro, listen, I could see the programs that they running. I know who went back and told the contractor, and I know the police going back and talking to the judge. I see what's going on out here in the streets. I see what's going on, bro. Stop being corrupt. Ain't that program you running is not in the law. It's not in the law book. That's what the judge should have told you. The judge should have said, hey, Mr. Police Officers, that program that military contractor's running is not in the law book. So you need to scrap that. That's what he should have told him and paid me my money and kept on going. But that's not what the judge did. He dismissed the case. He said that the service was wrong. And the case came right back to him. He corrupt. You can't tell me that he only did that one time. That's not what you could tell me. Because if somebody, you think a person gonna only tell a lie one time and they never gonna lie again. You think a person gonna cheat on his wife one time and he'll never cheat on his wife again. You think a person to commit one murder and they'll never murder again, bro. That's not how it works. You don't understand Satan. Once he gets you to do that wrong that first time, he coming back. You gonna do more, homeboy. If a judge threw one case or was corrupt in one case, he gonna do more, homeboy. If your police department harassing or discriminating against one person in a city of 10 million, they gonna be discriminating and harassing more than one person. Can you understand that? They want you to think you special and they only harassing you because you a bad person. But they got millions of people they doing that to all around the country. Yep, that's why we in Iran getting stoned. Guys, President Trump, y'all don't know that he paused the bombing in Iran. He paused it. But you know what happened? President Trump paused the bombing in Iran, and when he paused the bombing, you know what happened? Iran shot missiles at U.S. bases. Just like Putin said, they don't want to hear. Listen, the thing is that over there, Iran is 1 trillion times worse than anything America is. Iran, Russia, and China, 1 trillion times worse. But the thing is, they don't want to hear your self-righteousness about how you about liberty, justice for all, and you corrupt. And the Iranians, they know that the system over here is corrupt. So it's like when you go try to talk to them about doing stuff that's democracy related, they not buying it. They like, oh man, you over there killing, y'all over there in America killing people too. Y'all courts in America corrupt too. Why should they listen to you? You want to be a leader, but you not being a leader. And that's why we in the situation we in. Bottom line. Hey, you say, what's not the truth for everyone? Yahweh loves all, that the system is corrupt. You say it's not the truth for everyone that the system is corrupt. No, you just hadn't experienced the corruption yet. But the same system is still corrupt. Let me tell you something, LJ. That same racist cop that pulled me over, he might show his racism to me. He might not show it to you, but is he less of a racist? If he racist and he only show it to one black person, if you only listen, I told y'all, LJ, from the very beginning, a rich boy could go murder somebody and get away with it. President Trump said it. LJ, you know how we be going to Midtown? President Trump said he could go down to Midtown and shoot somebody, murder somebody in Midtown and get away with it. And he probably can. Because that's how it is. Just like President Trump said he walk up to women and grab them by the pee and walk up to women and start kissing them. Nah, that's not true for everyone, but it is for billionaires. If you had a billionaire, you just walk up to a random woman and start kissing her or just grab her by the pee. Yeah, that's what they do. It might be your wife. She might tell you, she might not. And also what they do is, like Robert Kennedy, they rape women and get away with it. They kill people and get away with it. Yeah, the rich man. See, the system ain't corrupt for everyone. Yes, it is. It's still the same corruption. The rich people who aren't feeling the corruption, they paying into or buying the corruption. But it's still corrupt. That's what I'm saying. If the judge, listen, if the judge make a ruling that is a corrupt ruling, he's a corrupt judge, period. You can't have that kind of position and put your hand on the Bible and make a vow to God. That's what y'all missing, LJ. You a preacher, you should know that. That judge put his hand on the Bible. If you love God as much as you do, LJ, if you love God as much as you say you do, LJ, that's what it come down to. This man put his hand on the Bible and made a vow to God. See, I respect and love God. LJ, I made a promise to God. I made a promise to God that I'd never sell another drug in my life. I made a promise to God, LJ, too, that I'd never sell another drug in my life. That's when you putting your hand on the Bible and raise, when you say put your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, what you think he talking about? You making, not only, see LJ, that promise that I made to God, I did that in my room when no one was around. So no one saw that promise, but God did. And see, I'm not stupid and I believe in a real God. So LJ, when I was in a situation where it would have benefited me financially, greatly, to grab those drugs, to sell those drugs, I was giving them away. Even when I was wrong still, even LJ, when I was still was lost, I wasn't even a Christian. So don't tell me that judge and them cops ain't Christians, because I wasn't even a Christian, bruh. They saying I'm a bad person and I'm a terrible person. LJ, I wasn't even a Christian, and I made a promise to God that I'm not never sell another drug, and ask them same people who talking to the military contractors, police, and the drug, ask them where the conversations about me selling drugs at. Cause see, if that judge and the police, they were diligent and they went and searched my criminal history, they gonna see it's full of drugs. It's full of contributing to the delinquency. It's full of those kind of charges. Bro, I promise you, if I had 39 charges on there, 38 of them or 36 of them gonna have something to do with drugs. That's what my problem was. But see, the drugs are gone. Glory be to God, LJ, because I made a promise to God that I'd never sell another drug again, and I stood all 10 on that promise. See, that's what that is, LJ, when he put his hand on the Bible and raised his right hand. Not only is he making a promise to God, he doing it in front of the whole world. Do you think God care if you're not a Christian? And you got your hand on a book, you a grown, this is the same person, LJ, that God gonna put in hell if he don't accept him. So you think he care because he not a Christian, and you got your hand on the Bible, And you judging in the lives of Christians and God people, because I am a Christian and I am God's person, and you judging in my life. I don't care what my mama say, my daddy say, none of them know how nothing to do with this. If I committed a murder and went before that judge, he wouldn't care what my mama had to say. So why he care all of a sudden now? Yo, his mama said, oh, his daddy said. Why he care all of a sudden now? If I went over there and I did something to a girl that I didn't have nothing to do, had no business, and you took me in front of a judge, that judge wouldn't care. Oh, his mama said. Oh, sir, look, I committed a murder, but his mama said. If I committed a murder, the judge ain't gonna care what my mama say. So why, when it's time to pay me $40,000, you care what my mama say? That don't make no sense. Same judge, same corruption. Y'all system broke, bro. Your system broke. That's why we over in Iran getting whooped by a third world nation. Our nation right now, America. Look, we over there beat the strongest military in the history of the world, and you over there getting whooped by a third world nation. Yeah, your system broken, bro. $39 trillion debt. All y'all leaders on the pedophile list. Yeah, your system broken, boy. You know, LJ, your system broken. Whether it's corrupt for everybody or not, you can't argue that system broken. It's broken. You wonder why Jesus gonna come back and burn it to the ground. Where the goodness at? I'm out here looking for some goodness. I'm looking at the police. Hey, y'all, we got some goodness in the police. Nope, ain't no goodness there. Okay, we looking at the courts. Hey, we got some, ain't no, they corrupt too. Where we gonna find? Oh, the politicians, Republican, Democrat, corrupt too. Oh, the president, oh, corrupt too. I'm saying, where the goodness at? Where God at? Where the goodness at? We looking for some goodness in America. We looking for some hope and prosperity. Y'all need to get people who got integrity and courage to run your nation. If a judge can't stand up to a lying cop in a crooked military organization, he don't have no integrity and courage, and he's not worthy of that bench. If a police officer cannot stop harassing and discriminating against somebody, look, LJ, if I told you to go jump off a cliff, you gonna go jump off the cliff. Because the police officer, listen, LJ, and I don't want to hear nothing about it. It's your job. Because look, bro, I told y'all this story before. I had just got an apartment, LJ, in a gated community. $950 a month. In Mississippi, that's like $2,000 in New York, or $3,000. Or as a matter of fact, it might be like $5,000 in New York. That's a nice apartment in Mississippi. In a gated community, $1,000 a month. And I just got the apartment, and I had just lost a job, LJ. You could fact check me on anything I'm saying. Working at Walmart in Mobile, Alabama for Higher Dynamics, third party. I just lost a job, LJ, where I was making, man, I'm talking about roughly about $1,500 or a little between $1,100 and $1,500 a week. So I just lost a $1,100 to $1,500 a week job in Mississippi. I got a $950 apartment, and the only job I got left now is a job where I'm going from gas station Circle K to Circle K cleaning them Circle Ks. An hour, 2 hours, I make $50. You know what I'm saying? You just got to schedule a whole lot of them. Bro, I went inside. Y'all know my history. I told God I'd never sell another drug again. I went inside that Circle K one day. The woman asked me to restock the beer cooler. What's wrong with restocking the beer cooler? It's not selling drugs. So when I went to the manager, I said, manager, I've worked for Circle K for 4 months. And in those 4 months I worked for Circle K, I never touched no beer. I'm not stocking no beer cooler because I don't believe it's right for you to be helping people get drunk. Bro, I promise to God, LJ, on my life. Ask my mama and them. Bro, I'm talking about I just lost a $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a week job. I just got the apartment, bro. And the only job I had left, he didn't ask me to turn his back on him while he molests 14-year-olds. That's not what he asked me. He didn't ask me to turn my head while he sold the rest of the co-workers fentanyl. He didn't ask me to do nothing like that. All they asked me to do is restock a beer cooler. That's it. And I told you no about restocking a beer cooler. What you think I'd do if I knew you were molesting 14-year-olds? I don't care how much money I was making. I would use that money to destroy you. That's what I would do. Because I'm going to stand on the truth. I'm not faking. I'm not no judge out here. And no, I'm real deal standing on the truth, boy. And I'm not a preacher. I know preachers like this. Bro, I'm talking about LJ. I got a greater blessing coming. If I did miss that 25,000, I got a bigger blessing coming. Cause God gonna bless me for standing on the truth, boy. I promise you, everything I do, God gonna bless me for fighting for justice. Cause what I'm doing is I'm telling that police department, LJ, don't disobey the law under any circumstances. That police department saying that it's okay to disobey the law under these circumstances. That judge say it's okay to ignore U.S. law under these circumstances. The law don't say that. The law, it's not discriminatory. Under no circumstances will I ever disobey U.S. law. Under no circumstances will I ever. I'm different than you. The police, they investigating, they got everybody investigating in multiple states. They was doing it in Texas, New York, Mississippi, and the only thing he could come up with is an expired driver's license. And over 10 years of investigations from the police on every level, federal, government, Homeland Security, they all investigated me. And all they could come up with is an expired driver's license. I'm saying, how can the judge not figure this out? You got to be smarter than the fifth grader. I don't care how busy you are. If y'all too busy, then that's your problem. If y'all understaffed, that's your problem. Because I'm saying you are the judge. You are the determining factor. Do you know how big that is? Don't tell me you just taking cases and, oh yeah, guilty. Oh, not guilty. Guilty, not guilty. Guilty. Oh, you trying to act like you ain't. You gonna act like you reading it. Don't act like you reading it. Oh, not guilty. Oh, this person said this. Oh, guilty. Don't tell me you doing that, bro. Don't tell me. Come on, man. I'm focused. I'm zoned in. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna let you make it on nothing. Nothing, because I'm not gonna lie. If I had a situation like that, I'm gonna uphold the law. I'm not gonna be part of no programs. I'm gonna be the one to tell you, LJ, that nah, that's not. LJ, I'm Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I don't see how you can't see it. I'm that one that's gonna say that's wrong. If you got 1,000 people in there and Epstein was doing that, I would have been that one they would have killed, because I would have told them that's wrong. I would have stood up and I would have punched that pedophile in his throat. Ask about me. LJ, you just don't know me that good. I would have stood up and I would have punched that pedophile in his throat. I stand 10 on what I believe, boy. It ain't too many people like me in the world. Money will manipulate what you believe. Yeah, they tell you, LJ, that you could get you an apartment and they gonna give you these girls and stuff. We gonna see what you really about. We'll see what you really about. God put me through them tests and I overcame them all. Overcame them. You know what happened, LJ? In the end, the federal government ended up paying my rent for the whole year. I paid 3 months of rent and the government paid the rest of it. God said, don't even worry about it. The preacher ain't pay my rent. See, that's the difference with me and a lot of y'all. Y'all getting y'all blessings still. It might be a man who's saying he the man of God, but that's where you getting your blessing from. He ain't pay my rent. You see what I'm saying? The system broken. Tell me how I'm lying, y'all. The system is broken. It's all the way broken. What's not corrupt? You said the judge ain't corrupt for everybody. Who he ain't corrupt for? Oh, he only corrupt for 3 out of 100. He only corrupt for 7 out of 100. The other 93 people it's not corrupt for. That don't make no sense. That ain't in no Bible. That ain't in no law book. You just making up your own doctrine. Just like you could trick the devil. Somebody told me it's okay to lie, to trick the devil. And in my mind, like, he going around telling everybody that, and ain't nobody said nothing to him about it. This is religious people. It's okay to lie to trick the devil. That ain't in the Bible. God said thou shalt not lie. The commandment 11 wasn't, it's okay to lie to trick the devil. That's not a commandment 11, that's heresy. That's somebody making up a doctrine that's against God's doctrine. I don't care if it's a preacher doing it. It's heresy. It's not okay to lie to trick the devil. The Bible says, thou shalt not lie. Period. He didn't say, unless thou are tricking the devil. You feel me? But listen to, I want you to listen to something for a second. LJ, how in the world can we trick the devil? LJ, is it factual that the devil is a much more superior spiritual being than we are? Isn't it factual that the devil could hear you talk? Isn't it factual that God gave the devil power over this earth? So I'm trying to figure out, how can a human trick the devil? The preacher going around telling people it's okay to trick the devil. If you lying, it's okay to lie to trick the devil. But how can you trick the devil? You can't trick the devil, stupid. And you think God gonna help you in your lie to trick the devil. If you was in a situation to have to lie to trick the devil, then obviously God either let you get there or he not with you. He wanna see what you gonna do. I'm not finna tell no lie. I'm gonna give you all truth, boy. Whatever consequence it takes, stop being corrupt. What's wrong with me saying that? The only judge that I take offense with me saying don't be corrupt is a corrupt judge. What I'm saying wrong. If you was a judge who ruled 100 times straight and 100 cases by the law, if I said stop being corrupt, you know what that judge saying? Ghost, you right. I'm trying to tell all my ghost colleagues to stop being corrupt. They corrupt. Y'all stop being corrupt. The judge gonna agree with me. If he ain't corrupt and I said stop being corrupt, he gonna be cheering me on. Just like LJ, if you say stop lying and tell the truth, it ain't no situation I could think of where I won't cheer you on. Cause I'm not a liar. I'm a truth dealer. I went from dealing drugs to dealing truth, boy. You hear me? I went from dealing drugs to dealing truth. I'm not like your preacher. I'm not like nobody you know. You know what I'm saying? I got more extensive training than your preacher. Your preacher was trained by those military contractors and white men. I was trained by a bunch of black millionaires who love God. We not the same. We not the same. That preacher, that's why he still talk like a white man when you hear him talk. He talk like he in the CIA. He act like he a part of the government or something. Cause he was trained by them. I wasn't trained by them. I was trained by some black men, some millionaire black men. They even though those black men are conservative, they know about crooked police. One of them told me not to go to the police at all. He said, you keep going to the police. I'm talking about this is a conservative pastor in Mississippi who don't want him to do, because he know how stupid and corrupt the police are. Dude got in a situation where he was selling drugs, and the preacher told him, the police told the drug dealer, bruh, listen to me. Hey, listen to me. Hey, this is in 2012, LJ. And I know you ain't gonna say nothing about this preacher, LJ, because this whole program, this preacher is above this program. He might not be running, but he a general. And it ain't gonna be no disrespect given. This preacher said in 2012, he said that a young man went to him because he was scared that the drug dealer found out that he had told that he sold drugs. And he told that young man the police told him in 2012. This the preacher. Don't act like you trust the cops now. Don't act like you trust the cops now. The preacher said in 2012 that the police told him. See, I was raised different, LJ, by some of y'all getting raised by military contracting, you know what I'm saying, white men. That's not who brought me up. I got raised by a bunch of millionaire black men who love God, conservatives. And they understood that, hey, them police, you know that black preacher, he votes conservative. He voted for President Trump. He the one I said that he probably could get President Trump on the phone if he wanted to. He done donated millions to the Republican Party in Mississippi, of all places. Yeah. So don't act like, but see, he's still a black man. And he's still from Louisiana, and he's still been through that struggle, and he know if he and he just being truthful, he know what the police are. He know what they are. He know better than you. He know how stupid the police are. He know how stupid, bro. I promise you, y'all, any one of y'all, Google military contractor, hire a military contractor, find a target, a black poor person without a lawyer, and you can make him be whatever you want to the police through that military contractor. That's how stupid they are. System broken, LJ. You can't have the referees. You got the referees. The referees are tainted. How you gonna have a fair game if the referees are tainted? The refs are tainted. Who gonna call the game? Oh, it's offsides on the defense. Who can make the call? Because the police can't make the call because they tainted. And I told you, we've been talking all morning about the court. Like I said, if you take this personal, if you a judge in New York, that's on you, bro. You do whatever you want to. I'm going to tell you just like I told the corrupt judge in Texas. Because we going to break it. I'm going to break it one way or another. Because when you finish coming with your crazy stuff, I'm going to take that story to a whole bunch of people. And I got a story too. You can make it look as pretty as you want to. I'm not taking no no's for an answer. Unless that police department can produce something to show that they trained their officers. Unless that police department can produce something they don't have a widespread policy. It's that simple. All you got to do is tell my niece that this whole case is about if this police department can show us they train their officers and show us that they don't practice this policy. That's whole, regardless of what the defense saying, that police department, they got to do those two things and come with their defense. If the police department do one of the two things, they might get the case thrown. But I know they not properly training their officers, not in disability law. Because if they were, then that officer right there, you didn't train him. Because I asked him and he told me no. On camera. You say his body camera wasn't on. Hey, that's on you too. And imagine you being a judge talking about it's easier for you to rule and some stuff like that. You must think that when you make that decision, we just going to the appeals court, or that's going to be the end of it. Like it ain't going to be nobody else involved in it. Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody a story. I'm going to tell them a story. I know more than I act like I do. I'm smarter than I look. I play stupid. That's what I do. I act like I don't know. That's how all smart people do. They act like they don't know. That's when God asked Adam and Eve, when he first seen them in the garden, he asked Adam, where cometh thou? Where come? You know what I'm saying? He like God don't know where Adam coming from, or he can't see Adam. That's what smart people do. They play stupid. I play stupid. I'm going to play like I don't know what's going on. But I know everything that's going on. I play along with it. LJ, the girl that came yesterday, I told you about LJ, that really pretty girl, she was part of the program. She was part of the script. You know what I'm saying? You got military contractors lying to a judge telling them I'm finna go take my money and spend it on prostitutes. But I'm saying all the judge got to do is look and see that. Look, he just got $20,000. He didn't do that. He just got $15,000. He didn't do that. And we just sent the prostitute at him, and he didn't spend it. Even when he shoot the prostitute. That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta stop being corrupt. How can I trust? Why should I not walk out here and spit on anybody I see? Why should I not? Why should I not? Why should I not do the wrong thing? Why should I not? Why should I not? Why should I? The judge don't even obey the law. He don't even protect disabled people. It's not about him. You can't even protect a disabled person. You know this person disabled, and you know they picking on him for whatever reason they saying that's not in the law books. I'm saying we gonna go by the law, or we gonna make up our own. That's not no discretion thing. We're not talking about a situation about discretion. We talking about the law. Either you gonna stand on the law or you not. You gonna tell the truth or you ain't. You corrupt or you not. I'm the person that's gonna tell on Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I'm a dummy. I'm gonna lose my $10 million job and I'm gonna go rat on Jeffrey Epstein. Cause you not finna sit here and molest children around me, and you not gonna be corrupt or do no wrong stuff around me. They think I'm playing. They think it's just for the money. I done told them everything they need to hear. I told you I was on the beach, boy, smoking big blunts, boy, sleeping with a bunch of girls, boy. And the dude kept on coming and getting me. He kept coming and getting me, bro. I run back out to the beach, bro. I'm high, getting drunk, going to parties, making rap songs. And they'll come clip my feet from under me. Oh, you need to come back to church. You need to come back to church. So I come back to church, and yeah, this what you got. Yeah, this what you got. I ain't letting nobody make it. Nobody. The preacher, you ain't making it. Let me catch you in a lie. I'll loud cap you. Let me catch that judge talking to some police or a military contractor. I'll loud cap you. Let me catch your police. I'll lose 1,000 cases and file 1,000 more. Stop being corrupt. Tell the truth. Stop harassing disabled people. It's simple. It's easy. I don't care what you say. I'm standing 10 on this. I told you I believe God. If I miss this 25,000, God said, don't worry about it. I'll give you 50,000 around the bend. You do what I told you. And I told you to stand on the truth, boy. You ain't never met nothing like me in your life, boy. I've been the one out. Jeffrey Epstein, they would have killed me because I would have blacked that boy eye. I would have blacked his eye. You don't tell me like you can't do that around me. I'm not the one. LJ, I'm the little kid that my mama said at 5 years old, I saw a painting of Jesus and was crying. I'm that boy. Yeah, that's me. I'm him. Yeah, you can't do nothing shady around me, bruh. No, not no judge, not no cop, not no mayor, not no president, not no Jeffrey Epstein, not nobody. And you could dangle some money in front of my face. Hey, if I lose, like I said, if I lose that case, he gonna pay a price. It's gonna be some heavy prices to pay. Ask that judge out there and whatchamacallit. Ask that judge out there, well, it's a heavy prices to pay, boy. Heavy price. I ain't letting nothing slide, nothing up here. New York, Connecticut, New York, or New York, ain't no case slide, ain't nothing slide. And I'ma sue you again and filing appeals. I'm suing again and filing appeals. Suing again and filing appeal. I don't care what your judge say. We gonna find out. He think he bigger than me. We gonna go get an organization that's bigger than you, boy. The ACL, you ain't the only one who would be interested in some crooked stuff, especially on somebody. You know these judges, they got allies and enemies now. They was appointed by a Republican or a Democrat. They got allies and enemies. You know what I'm saying? President Trump, he don't like none of them liberal judges. He don't like none of them. You got allies and you got some powerful enemies too. We all do. Just do the right thing. If you can't do the right thing, I'm saying you should have went to UPS. What Biggie said, don't get mad, UPS is hiring. You heard me? If you can't do the right thing, because I'm saying if it was up to me, I didn't choose to put my hand on the Bible and defend the U.S. Constitution. I didn't choose that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like God put me in that situation. Okay, if I got to do the right thing, this is the right thing that I'm going to do. God put me into doing that. I didn't choose that. When I was 22 years old, bro, I was selling drugs. I wasn't trying to be no judge. I wasn't trying to be no cop. Y'all tried to be what y'all are. I didn't try to be none of that. I wasn't trying to be nothing. I was trying to be a rapper, bruh. I was trying to be Drake, bruh. You know, look, when I was in the community that I was from, like when I was 18, 19, 20, I had a song on the radio. Everybody in that community knew me. Everybody. The teachers, bro, I was doing shows at my high school. This is a 5A school, Mississippi. I say about 1,600 students. So for Ocean Springs High School, Nolan Wells School, I was doing shows at my high school in front of the whole school, boy. That's what I was doing. I wasn't trying to be no judge or no lawyer or no police officer or no politician. That way, it ain't even in my mind to do that. How these stupid people running around and all of them connected in the community. I was never connected in your community, boy. I was your neighborhood drug dealer. That's what y'all keep forgetting. Y'all white people and other people keep forgetting. LJ, I hear you say about the drug deal. I was cooler with white people, LJ, than you probably ever was. Ask the people who know me. I'm talking about Nolan Wells in a picture with 1,000 white people. I got on my Facebook. I got pictures like that, Instagram, pictures like that everywhere. I was cooler than white people than you probably was. Ever be LJ. I'm cooler than white people than the white people were. I don't want to hear none of that. No excuses for people who don't do the right thing. You run your mouth about doing the right thing, but you can't stop lying. You over here talking about somebody who vaping, but you can't stop lying. God said you abide not in the truth. Which one is worse, a vape or a lie? Where you see vaping at in the Bible? I know I see lying in the Bible everywhere. You can't stop lying. And you got God's name in your mouth all the time. Like, I'm telling you, this is the stuff that's going on out here. Real talk. Hey, LJ, tell them to go to the scriptures and open the Bible to understand who God is. You know what I'm saying, LJ? He ain't gonna understand who God is by watching your videos on your YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get to know who God is by opening up a Bible. Or LJ, he'll get to know who God is by you telling him about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? If I was you, LJ, if you just witness to him, you know what I'm saying? Tell him how to get saved. You know, just tell them how to get saved, how to accept Christ. That's what they need. They need to accept Jesus. That's what people need. Churches are full of predators and lying preachers. They full of predators and lying preachers. Look, where the devil gonna go to closest, he gonna go to the ones, those people who are closest to God. You gonna find the devil at church every Sunday. These people around here with Bibles and trying to act like they preaching, they might belong to the devil. That's what I'm saying. See, I understood that I wasn't a righteous person like that. Like I was like a lot of people try to make themselves sing. I know I'm not good like that. So when people telling me, am I called a preacher? Will I be a preacher? They told me I had the gift. LJ, I done had 18 people ask me to preach. I promise you. Go back to where I'm from. Go talk to my pops and them. I done had 20 people ask me to preach. Some of them black millionaires we talked about said something about me preaching. But LJ, I ain't gonna play no game with God. I know I'm not that person. See, these people be walking around playing game. I'm just real like that. I'm not faking. I don't do no faking. I don't do no kind of faking at all. Any faking in the situation, I'm not gonna do it. I don't do no faking. So I'm not finna act like I'm around here. Like a preacher, you gotta be like holier than the average person. I know I'm not no holier than the average person. And I know the preacher ain't either. You see what I'm saying? But that's why God didn't call me to do that. First of all, LJ, when I was in my 20s, I felt like I made a lot of errors that I shouldn't have made. I went out there in the world, I sold a bunch of drugs, and then when I came back and made a profession, I went back out there and I was sleeping with a bunch of females. So I felt like in my mind and my heart, like the opportunities I had, God didn't call me to preach. Preacher I grew up with, he was called at 19, not that, but I'm just saying, like, even the preachers that I heard, they didn't have testimonies of growing up in the church like that. In my mind, if you turn your back on God, it's only the grace of God that you could ever make it back. When you hear that gospel and you turn your back the first time, some people only hear it one time. But I'm saying I grew up under it. And I think that was like me turning my back on God and going out there in the streets, bro. I'm not going to come back and act like I'm a preacher now. Now I'm a preacher. I'm a preacher. Nah, I can't play them games. I can't fake with God. I don't play with God, bro. I play with a lot of stuff, but I do not play with God. LJ, I play with a lot of stuff. I don't play with God and the things pertaining to God. I don't play with that. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? LJ, the scriptures say that a man of God is supposed to be blameless. Listen to me, blameless. A man of God is supposed to be blameless. less. That's what the scriptures say. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all like the video for me. Double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, guys. We on the upper west side of Manhattan. I got my boy LJ, he in the stream. What's up, LJ? LJ on the upper east side, man. We trying to get our boy Shy out here, man, to Manhattan, man. You know what I'm saying? The three amigos. You know what I'm saying? Shy, he in White Plains right now. We trying to get our guy Shy out here to Manhattan, bro. The three amigos out in the city, though. You feel what I'm talking about? Y'all, LJ's channel is called Yahweh Loves All. Even though I did do my preaching, I always gonna give you the right way to do it. That's my mama. I'm gonna tell y'all about that in just a second. But Yahweh Loves All, that's LJ's page, y'all. He's a Christian, you know what I'm saying? And his whole channel is dedicated to the gospel of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Loves All, y'all. Y'all go follow him. But look, man, I'm gonna tell y'all though, like, it's just, look, I had went to my pops. I didn't know my pops, so I went to my pops at 42 years old. My daddy told me my mama would tell the truth to a fault. My daddy told me my mama would tell the truth even if it got her in trouble. I'm saying, so this ain't no fake or no front. This is what they said about my mama. She'll tell the truth even if it got her in trouble. That's what she said about herself. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, bro, that's just natural. It's natural. It's in my heart naturally. This is what I do naturally. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, bro, I'm going to tell the truth. And nothing but the truth. If you corrupt, I don't want you nowhere around me. If you a liar, I don't want you nowhere around me. If you a discriminator, or if you got hatred in your heart for another person for whatever reason, I don't want you around me. I don't want you around me. You see what I'm saying? You go hang with whoever you want to. I don't want you to hang around me. If you in that little program, I don't want you around me. Real talk. I don't like fake people. I don't like superficial people. If you judge books by its cover, I don't want you around me. If you judging me before you even know me, thank you. I don't want you around me. Period. Why should I? You shallow and fake. Real talk. I'm saying we think, LJ, white people shallow and fake. Bro, it's a bunch of black people just as shallow and just as fake. A black man will destroy another black man before a white man will. A black man will destroy another black man before a white man will. Everything I'm saying on here, straight facts. So when the black man and the white man team up against a black man, in some situations, that's a perfect situation. Because a black man could be as racist against other black people, and he find another racist white man, oh boy, they done cooked up something. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. What you gonna get from me is truth. And when you get truth, it's not gonna be pretty for nobody, even myself. I'll talk about myself. You ain't gonna find no character flaws in me. You could say I'm fat, but you can't say I'm a liar. You could say I got a receding hairline, but you can't say I'm a discriminator or I hate black people or white people. You see what I'm saying? You could talk about my physical appearance or something to do with, but you're not finna talk about my character. Ain't nothing you hear them talking about has nothing to do with my character. You don't hear them saying I'm a liar. You don't hear them saying I'm a cheater. You hear them say I eat too many cheeseburgers, LJ. I eat too much pizza, boy. I'm 46 years old. I'm not gonna be walking around here looking like Channing Tatum. What, you real retard or something? I'm 46. I'm going on 47. Yeah, I'm an old man. If you looking at me, baby, and you say, hey, he too chubby, then you need to go get with a boy your age. What you over here in my face for? Oh, you ain't gonna listen. Ask the judge, since y'all want to talk. Like ask the judge how many girls that you see. Ask the judge how many girls in New York could say I called their phone. I got some phone number. I can't say I ain't asking for someone's phone number. I done got someone's phone number, but I never called one of them. Ask the judge how many girls in the state of New York in 10 months I've been here that I ever called their phone one time. Ask them how many of them I hollered at. You go, bro. If you fall for that okie doke, that's gonna be on you. God gonna give me the money that I need. I trust God. I got faith in God. But he came over here for me to expose your corruption. That's what I'm doing. He came over for me to stand on the law. That's what I'm doing. I don't care what you talking about. The case in Mississippi, the judge made it. The case made it. Ain't nothing up here making it. I ain't speaking bad about no judge. I ain't called nobody's name. I ain't talking bad about no court. I have my disability. But I'm telling you what did happen in Texas. A judge did throw my case in Texas, and he did eat that throw. He lost. The case came right back to him. He was corrupt. If you corrupt, you corrupt. If you not, you not. It's that simple. It's easy. If you fake, you fake. And if you real, you real. I'm not with the fakeness, I'm with the realness. If I'm a judge, I'm a judge. And don't come around me. Bro, that'd be so scared of Judge Ghost. Bro, you come around me discriminating on people, bro, they'd be so scared of me, bro. I promise you, they'd be petrified of me. You coming around me discriminating on people, bro, I promise you, you ain't gonna make it. You either real or you fake. Bottom line. You either tell the truth or you tell lies. Bottom line. The American people won't change, man. Bottom line. If y'all hadn't liked the video, go ahead, double tap the screen for me. Oh, yeah. Okay, LJ, I'll see you later, my dude. Kristen says, come to Georgia to the orphanage. What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean to the orphanage. What you mean? They up in there doing bad stuff up in there? Or you saying they molested? Oh, boy, let me find out that, Kristen. Tell me an orphanage that you knew that you were even think. I promise you, if you want me to get me out of Mississippi, give me a case like that. If you want to get me out of New York, I'll come back real quick. I'm gonna run down to Georgia real quick and see what's going on. Give me a case like that. You messing with children, bro. I don't play no stuff like that. They could say whatever they want to about me. You can accuse me of whatever you want to. I don't care. I could care less. Charge me. If you say I ever did something wrong like that, you need to put some charges on me. That's what you need to do. I'm not going to be like Jeffrey Epstein. I cop a plea. If I'm guilty, if I'm not, I'm going to sue you for at least $1 million for you doing that. But that's what I'm saying. Charge me with something. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't trying to sue you. He was just happy he wasn't going to jail. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue y'all. You know I'm going to sue your whole city. You know I'm going to sue you. You know I am. You could say whatever you want to. You ain't worried about it. You could pay for a military contractor and pay for the police and be corrupt and get the judge to throw the case. You can if you want to. Because I'm saying all you got to do is hire a military contractor, and if it get okay, you could go kill somebody and get the judge and then the police to turn their head. I'm saying what kind of system can we can't be successful in this system, bruh. It's only, you gotta have, if you gonna do a fair-based system, it's gotta be fair for everybody. You can't have a system that just works for the top 30%. Because the bottom 70% sees that the system's only working for the top 30% and they get restless. The revolution is coming. Oh yeah, it's coming, homeboy. I promise you that. You could think I'm crazy if you want to. It's right around the corner. Put on Tucker channel. Put on Tucker Carlson channel. What he talking about? A revolution? Put it on Candace channel. What's she talking? A revolution? You talking about millions of watchers? They got millions. I seen somebody said they did a story. They got 3.4 million views in a freaking day. They going out. This what I'm saying right now on this live stream. I done heard this from every major live streamer on, even Joe Rogan. Even Joe Rogan, he probably be the less political one, if you could say such, out of the group. Even Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, all of them. All of them. They saying what I'm saying. Your system broken, bruh. And you still, even under President Trump, you still over here trying to do the same stuff, thinking that the people gonna do what? You know what I'm saying? The Democrats, they want it to go bad under President Trump. So, but the Democrats don't realize the people more sick of y'all than they are the Republicans. The people more, because the they've been, listen, the Republicans been saying they about the businesses. Really, President Trump, the first one that act like he was for the people. The rest of them, we knew George Bush was for business. We know Republicans are for businesses. But the Democrats act like they for the working class or the working man. So that's why the Democrats have won really every election since 2004. They won every election but President Trump's last election with the people they did. Because they be trying to act like they finna help or do something for the people. So the people more tired of the Democrats than the Republicans. They got 47% support amongst Congress. And the Republicans got 52%. The National Democratic Convention is negative $2 million. The National Convention, Democrats, they in debt, negative $2 million. So you could sit here and point at President Trump and talk about the Republicans. Your party ain't no better. That's why they voted for Mondami. That's why I'm telling you, AOC gonna be the #1 contender on that presidential ballot for the Democrats. I don't care what you say out your mouth. I'm telling you what I know. AOC, if she runs, she gonna win that. Because look, they look at VP Harris, and even though VP Harris, I love VP Harris to death, but they look at her, it's the same system. You got your same corrupt judges. VP Harris ain't gonna, President VP Harris, they don't think gonna do nothing about it. President AOC might not either. But that's just what people do. They know. Listen, President Trump, he came in here Republican. He tried to change. Ain't nothing changed. He couldn't change nothing. So we gonna go with somebody else. But they ain't looking for no Democrat. Not no regular Democrat. You think they looking for Nancy Pelosi? Huh? What? You think they looking for Chuck Schumer? I'm saying it might even be bad for Hakeem Jeffries. I'm saying the people won't change. If they won't change, they know who gonna bring them change the last time is the Democrats. The Democrats trying to get a black woman, a black person, and a woman elected. So we gonna know in our minds that, hey, we expect the Democrats to be able to bring us this change. That's why the Democratic Socialists are rising. Yeah, in Michigan, a Democratic Socialist gonna win. If they wouldn't have got rid of Graham Plattner, a Democratic Socialist gonna win in Maine. Democratic Socialists, they take over the city. Yeah, I'd rather give Mondami a try than any of them white guys y'all got lined up. I'd rather give Mondami a try than any of them white boys. The whole city might. It don't matter how you feel, how the city felt. It don't matter how you feel, what the city felt like. I'm talking about what the city feel like. They ain't finna vote for that white dude. That white dude, the old pervert, the more of the same. Chris Cuomo was an old pervert, the old same, more same. An old white pervert in political office. We tired of that. They corrupt. And even the ones that ain't old white perverts, they still old white men in political office with your corrupt police and your corrupt courts. Give me the 34-year-old Muslim. Yeah, I want to try him. I want to try the 34-year-old Muslim with a pretty wife. He a cool dude. He used to smoke weed and make rap songs. Yeah, go saying it. Man, Dami, he a cool dude. Give me him. I'm going to pick him 10 times out of 10 over that old white pervert he running against. More the same. So don't think, Democrats, that you just, y'all got to pass because President Trump over here messing up. That's why y'all only going to gain 20 seats. And I guarantee you that most of the seats that you gain are going to be Democratic Socialists. Democratic Socialists, they don't need to try to do their own party. They need to just take over your party. And we need to have a group like the Libertarians or something to come take over the Republican Party. We need a whole chain system. We need truth people who believe in truth, people who will jeopardize their career for the truth, people who will lose their career for the truth, people who gonna stand and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If you going around as a police department and you taking people's cars intentionally, oh yeah, you wrong. That's wrong. You dead wrong. So if you want to be wrong or you want to be corrupt, come on with it, boy. I told you, you got to go against God. God ain't with your God ain't a God of corruption. I don't care what you think you doing. God is not no God of corruption. I can promise you that. The Bible does not say God is a God of corruption. God is a God of the military contractors and police. No, the Bible say God is a God of justice. That's what the scriptures say. Justice, boy. Justice. I believe in justice. No matter how corrupt your court or your judge might be, I believe in justice. That's what I believe in. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care. Listen, I love my mama to death. Y'all should know it. You can hear, but it don't matter what my mama say or my daddy say. I'm telling you what I believe in. And all you got to do is test me or try me and you're going to find out. I believe in justice. I believe in truth. Now, what y'all around here talking about? What y'all around here talking about? Ain't nothing. I can promise you that. Ain't nothing. All right, who is that? Lil Lou? All right, Lil Lou. See you later. Take it easy. Have a great day. You said Mandami will destroy New York just like Republicans have destroyed America, right? Just like that $39 trillion debt and all your leaders on the Epstein files and all your deficits messed up and all your corruption. That's what I'm saying. Those words ain't gonna work no more. Mandami gonna destroy New York just like the Republicans have destroyed our country. Every politician gonna do. Which politician has made the national debt go backwards instead of forwards? That's the Republicans doing that, right? The Republicans are fixing everything, right? No, the Republicans destroying everything too. The Republicans and the Democrats both have destroyed our country. Mandami ain't destroyed nothing. That's the difference. And at least he doing something for the people. That's the difference. Mandami doing something for the people. And the rest of y'all not. Chris Cuomo wouldn't have done nothing for New York City. And that Republican wouldn't have done nothing for New York City. I can assure you that. I'm saying, what you doing for the people? That's what we want to know. If you ain't doing nothing for the people, we finna have a revolution. The system broke. It's changed. It needs to be broken. It's already broken. It need to be redone and scrapped. Chuckles said, I believe my country is Africa, and that's you the problem with America. You what's wrong with America, Chuckles? It's you. You the problem. This boy's so stupid, he calling a continent a country. He calling a whole continent a country. That's how dumb he is. This who you want to send the smart people. Let's look, me and Elon go back to Africa and we gonna let y'all have America. It's gonna get worse. Because it's ran by stupid people and protected by stupid poor people. You know just how, listen, if you support President Trump, can you imagine being in Iran and you being a regular Iranian citizen and you supporting that regime? Can you imagine being a regular Iranian citizen supporting a regime that kills thousands, tens of thousands of its own people? You the same way if you support the American government and that corruption. You the same way if you support giving a rich man a tax break. You the same way. You the same way, same way, same way. You ain't no different. What we talking about? Man, ain't nobody care about your opinion. Nobody. You don't even care. You know nobody don't care. No one cares about your opinion. You could hold it, you could keep it to yourself, or you could wear it. You could do your stupid program that you know discriminating against people. Don't try to not pay the cost. You saying what somebody need or not need, the money they need or not need, but you want to be illegal and do your illegal stuff. But you saying somebody need the money or don't need the money, well, don't do illegal stuff, stupid, and get sued. And go try to think you gonna play some judge in some court, because I'm gonna put you on blast, boy. You heard me? Putting you on blast in front of 100 people on a live stream, that ain't on blast. Just wait till I get started. I'm gonna put you on blast. I don't do corruption. I don't do lies. So don't get me involved in your stuff if you lying and corrupt. Don't send no girls at me. Don't run your program. I'm going along with your stupidity. You can't stop a rich man from being stupid. But I'm saying if you run your program now, I'm going to hold you to it. Integrity. You got some integrity? Which one of us around here got integrity? If you got integrity, raise your hand. You got integrity. So most people don't even know what the word integrity is. Ask somebody 25 years old or younger what the word integrity is. They can't even spell integrity. Spell integrity. They ain't even never heard of it. That's not a word that's popular in the American dictionary, integrity. You know what the word integrity means? Do you have any? That's the question. You put your hand on the Bible to swear to defend the laws of the United States. Are you going to defend them laws, or are you going to go molest 14-year-olds? That's the question. You going to defend the law, or you going to mess? Because I don't know why you making the faces. All the leaders on the 14-year-old playing with 14-year-old lists. So why you making the face? All the leaders are pedophiles. What we making faces for? They must not have heard. They don't have the Epstein list ain't been published in New York. You don't have an Epstein list in New York. They don't know about the all of our leaders on the pedophile list. They don't have the Epstein list in New York, or we don't even care. We ain't even worried about it. We don't even care. That's what I'm saying. You gonna be stupid or you not? One point blank period. Because I'm telling you, I'm going on blast this time. When I file that appeal, we gonna file that appeal with the ACLU. We gonna go get some people. I'ma loud cap you. I'ma call every politician in this state and tell them your name and what happened. I'ma send them the records and the court documents. You not doing nothing in the dark or in the secret. So I'm saying, even you not smarter than me, you can't act like you gonna do it in secret. Cause when I could be able to tell if you talking to somebody before you even make the decision. I could tell if you talking to somebody. Yeah, it's corruption everywhere, boy, but I ain't with nothing corrupt. Ain't supposed to be talking to nobody in that besides he ain't supposed to be talking to no witnesses. What the judge need to talk to a witness for? Those police officers are witnessing the case. What the judge talking to the police officer for? They witnesses. You ain't supposed to be talking to nobody in that case. Yeah, and if you are, boy, I'm gonna put you on blast. Ain't nobody care. I don't care how you feel. You talking about I'm stupid because I'm gonna lose money. Money your God. Money ain't my God. That's the difference between me and you. Money is not my God. You see what I'm saying? My God is truth. You either true or you not. If you a liar, I don't want you around me, period. I don't even want to walk past you on the street if you a liar. I wish I could evaporate you from existence. Real talk. If you a person that don't abide in the truth, then I don't want you around me. I don't care about how you feel. I'm going to tell you what it is. Point blank, period.
No drama? No drama.
No, we need that drama. We need drama. We need drama. Listen, that drama, when it come to me, I'ma put you on blast. I'ma put you, I don't care who you are. If you the judge, if you a court, if you the police department or a city, I don't care. You crooked, I'm not crooked. You investigated me for 10 years. They telling the police that I'm the worst person in the world, and the only thing you could come up with is an expired license. Listen, they need me to go to jail. Cause they trying to infect some kind of fake law over me. They don't have no real laws to put me in jail, but they don't live by the law. They have their own laws. That's why I'm telling you, President Trump know it. He said he could shoot somebody in Midtown and get away with it. He could commit 34 felonies and become president again, because you got different laws for rich people than poor people. That's factual. What I said was wrong. That's factual. I'm saying, so they need me to go to jail. They got some little fake laws. They need me to go to jail. So they gonna make up something and get me locked up for 3 days. Just make up something. That's in 10 years of investigating me to get handcuffs on me. All they could do is come up with a lie. You a lie. Your program a lie. You gonna turn that judge and that court into a lie. Don't make me call your city name. Them police departments, y'all all lies. Y'all corrupt, man. Y'all corrupt liars. That's what you are. It don't matter if you had more money than Jeffrey Epstein. You know what he is. He ain't, bro. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't worth the rope they tied around his neck to hang him. And I know they killed him. Ain't nobody even care. He should have been killed him. President Trump, you should have been done that. He ain't worth the rope that it cost to tie around his neck. And them lying judge, crooked, corrupt, you ain't either. You gonna be in the same hell that Jeffrey Epstein's in for your lies and your corruption. You think God ain't gonna make you pay no price for you throwing a court case after you swore before him? See, when I make that promise to God, that's what that's about. You made a promise to God that you wasn't gonna do this, and you did it, and you doing it right now. I promise to God I will defend the laws of the United States. Stop lying. Somebody need to come throw some battery acid in your face. You a liar, bruh. That's not me. You mad because that's not me. I'm not like y'all, but I'm better than all of y'all. Better, way better. You a corrupt liar, and you dark on the insides, mean-hearted, mean-spirited, going around lying on people, just telling lies. They want to tell, or if they don't tell lies, I'm gonna tell you how they do it. They gonna tell a story about me, about one girl that rejected me. They not gonna talk about the 95 girls that I was having sex with. They're not gonna talk about the 95 girls I was having sex with. They're gonna tell you a story about one girl who turned me down. Bro, you don't understand. The kind of girls I holler at, if I holler at 10 of them, I'm gonna get turned down by 7. That's been ever since I was 16. I'm not finna be with no scallywag. So if it's, I'll take the 10. So if I holler at 10 girls, 7 of them gonna turn me down. You feel? But you ain't talking about the other girl. Like, I'm telling you, they gonna try. They are liars. You abide not in the truth. The problem is, and I'm gonna say this before I get off, y'all. We almost at 2 hours. The problem is you telling yourself it's okay to lie to trick the devil. But you lie. Listen, let me ask you a question before I get off. The man who said it's okay to lie to trick the devil, who you think told you to say that? Every time I think of this, I be coming up with something even better. The man who said it's okay to lie to trick the devil, who you think telling you to say that? You think God telling you to say that? Hey, you think God told you to say that? God telling you it's okay to lie. The devil is telling this preacher or whoever to tell people it's okay to lie to trick the devil. So the devil is telling him it's okay to tell a lie to trick me, because you can't trick the devil. How can you trick a spiritual being? You can't even see him. You don't even know if he exists for real. So how could you trick him? That don't make no sense. That's like little kindergarten. That's kindergarten level of intelligence. You can't trick a being that you can't even see. How you could trick him? Oh, well, because nothing. He way stronger and powerful than you, and he telling you it's okay to lie to trick him. You know how the devil works. You give him an inch, he want a mile. And so now these people, it's okay to lie to trick the devil. Now it's okay to lie to mess with this guy right here. Or it's okay to discriminate if you mess with him. It's okay to get away with having sex. If you a billionaire, you could sleep with a 14-year-old and get elected president. If you a billionaire, you could get 34 felonies and get elected president. If you a billionaire, it's okay. You see how that works? You give him an inch, he gonna take a mile. And now he gonna start making it's okay for this person right here to lie, but you can't lie. That's not God, the way God did it. God said, thou shalt not lie. He talking about if you rich. He talking about if you white. He talking about if you powerful. God said, thou shalt not lie. It don't matter who you are. That's the difference between me and you. You think the law, listen, I'll let a poor man get away with something before I will you. But you different. You gonna turn your head if it's your rich buddies committing a sin. You love God so much though. You love God so much though that you allowed to trick Darnell. You allowed to trick Ghost. That's how much you love God, that you lie against you. When you know when you tell a lie, you sinning against God. My mama taught me that because she don't usually be lying. So I say that about anybody. You know when you lie, you sinning against God. You understand that, right? And you saying the devil told you that it's okay to sin against God if you tricking him. You gotta be one of the stupidest people I ever met in my life. You might be smart to the people you talking to, but when you come talk to me, boy, I'm gonna give you a higher level. You stupid. It's not okay to lie under no circumstances. Look, who was it? Was it my mama? Somebody said, if you got a little kid in your house and they come take the little kid, would you lie in that situation? You don't even have to ask yourself. It's common sense. The common sense stuff you don't have to ask yourself. If you hungry, you need something to eat. If you go steal something at McDonald's, yeah, it's still stealing. If you in Walmart put steaks in your pants, it's still stealing. You see what I'm saying? I'm quite sure if the court or the police, if they find you stealing food to eat, they probably not gonna go as hard on you if they know that you trying to eat. But it's still stealing. That's what I'm saying. If you telling a lie to save somebody's life, of course, God probably not even gonna make you pay no consequences for that lie. But it's still lying. And if you have a what's that called? If you have what's that called? I don't want to say a motto. If you have a thing to where it's okay, you teaching a doctrine that it's okay to lie to trick the devil, y'all gonna be abiding in lies. That's how that's gonna happen. It just you give it in. We gonna disobey the law. We gonna look away. Yeah, I swear to defend the U.S. Constitution or the law against all enemies, foreigner. I swear to protect. I don't know what the judge's oath is, but as long as it's not this person, that's not what you said when you made that promise to God. I told y'all about me making promises to God and what I did, the consequences I faced to keep that promise. I'm saying you putting your hand, that's why I wouldn't be no preacher. Because I'm not gonna make that promise to God. That's why I wouldn't be no judge. If I saw a person that I felt like maybe that he needs to get away, not get away, but if I seen somebody who I felt like maybe what the crime that he committed wasn't that bad or something, like I might want to let him make it. That's why I ain't gonna be no judge. I'm different than you. I'm gonna be real and intentional. I'm not just real. I'm intentional with my actions. I'm real and I'm intentional with my actions. Point blank, period. And that's what it is. And if you're not that or you can't understand that, all you got to do is stay out my face. That's all you have to do. Because if you come in my face and you not what I said or what I'm going to try to sue you. I promise you. I promise you within a few weeks, I'm going to sue a woman in Connecticut for lying to the police on me. I don't care, 2K, I got a case in Connecticut open. Within a few weeks, I'm going to sue that woman for lying to the police on me. I ain't letting nothing slide. I'm not letting nothing slide. I'm coming with everybody. Anybody want to... Look, yesterday, I was in Grand Central Station. And some dude walked in front of me. You know, you get that in New York. And I'm just telling him, look, if you in the middle of a sidewalk, it's crowded. And you didn't just stop looking at your phone, you know it's 1,000 people behind you. Somebody finna run straight into you. Man, get out the way. He gonna go tell bro, I'm telling you, these white men up here, they not only they snitches, they scary snitches. Up here, I promise you, them white boys in the South, they gonna fight you. But the white people up here, they scary snitches. Look, he gonna go tell MTA that he was in my way and I told him to get out my way and I might beat him up. He told MTA, she asked if he wanted to write a report. Yeah, boy, write that report. I promise you, I'ma sue the soul out your body. You could win the case, but you gonna need you a really good lawyer. You gonna have to spend some money, cause I'ma sue you, boy. Tell that police anything you want to. Tell them that. Tell them, I dare you. He said, no, it's okay. I don't want to file a report. Okay, I'm going to get on the train again in a couple of days. Let's rerun the situation. This time I'm going to be recording, though. Let him walk or stop in front of me, and anybody in front of me, I'm going to tell them to get out my way. Let him call MTA again and let him call a report. Y'all didn't learn from Sleepy Hollow? You ain't got it yet, do you? You think you gonna get a court dismissed and just walk away from it and it's gonna be the end of it like you did in Mississippi? That's not what's finna happen, boy. I'm telling you, I'ma turn up on you. I'ma turn up on you. I'm not gonna be out here crashing out. Where the ACLU headquarters at? Every civil union's union, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna take you, bro, I ain't even gonna talk. Let's get it. Tell them to put it on, whatever you want. Listen, this is the thing about a court. This is what I like about a court. Because if they try some corruption or they try to cheat, he got to put it on paper. Out here in the streets, he could tell you, I'm going to discriminate against these white people. He ain't got to put that on paper. In court, if he try anything he want to, he got to put it on paper. That's what I love about the court. Whatever that corruption you and them lies you got, put that on paper and send it to that address you know you got to send it to. Just put it on paper. I ain't walking. You think I'm going to walk away? You think I'm going to just file an appeal on you and sue him again? That's what I did the last time. I just file appeal on them and then sue the police officers individually for negligence. That's what I did last time. Nah, that ain't how. Yeah, it's going to go like this. This time I'm going to turn up on you. When you give me that document, I'm going to take that document to a civil rights organization, and I got a story to tell them. I'm going to call AOC. I'm going to call, what's your boy name? Hakeem Jeffries. I'm going to call Mike Lawler, whatever the nigga name is, whatever the dude name is. I'm going to call all your politicians around here, and we going to tell a story. I'm going to tell them the truth version of the story. We gonna talk about a military contractor. We gonna talk about some crooked, corrupt police. And if you corrupt the judge of the court, because that's where you go to get the help. If you know a crooked military contractor and crooked police who did something crooked, you go to the court to get the help. If the court don't want to help, we exposing them too. That's what happened. I didn't do it all the way in Texas because I got paid. But what I'm trying to tell you, this time we gonna do it. And exposing them is different than exposing the police and them other people. It's different than them because you right here, you got a bunch of cases in there. And see, the reason the ACLU and the Civil Liberties Union would care is because we can't have you throwing cases if you a judge or if you a court. We can't have you throwing cases. Our system, all of our politicians are on the Epstein list. You understand that? We got $39 trillion debt. Congress is shot. The executive branch is shot. The only thing we really could count on is the courts. We can't have you corrupting our courts. We can't have that. ACLU right down the street, whenever you ready, put it on paper and send it to the House. Make sure you put the right stuff on paper and make sure it match up with the law now, because what I'm saying gonna match up with the law. So whatever you talking about, put it on paper and you got the address. Send it to me. What we waiting on? Real talk, what we waiting on? Send it to me. Put it in the mail, boy. Real talk, put it in the mail. That's what time it is, man. If you not corrupt, you not corrupt. If that's not what you are, that's not what you are. If that's what you are, that's what you are. And I'ma die saying it. Because I don't care. Why I want to live a life in a world with a bunch of corrupt people nah, bro, I die saying it. Stand all 10. You could stay here in this world. This world gonna burn. That's what I believe. You could believe what you want to. I believe the Holy Bible. You could believe what your mama told you, but I believe a book that's thousands of years old before I believe anything you say. I'm talking about what book that has ever been written that's thousands of years old that's still relevant? What book that you ever, because what you said yesterday is not relevant. So why am I listening to you instead of the Bible? What you say out your mouth, you think it's relevant, but it's not. But I'm saying the Bible is a book that is thousands of years old that's still a bestseller, so it's relevant. I'm going to listen to that book before I listen to anything from you. Well, I'm going to listen to you. We going to get the Epstein list. I'm going to listen to a government that created a list full of its leaders on a pedophile list. I'm going to listen to a government that got a 39 trillion. I'm going to listen to a government with the strongest military in the world finna lose 3 consecutive wars in the Middle East. How you losing wars with the strongest military in the world? That's not objective. That's not an opinion. You spend more money on your military times 3 than your next contender. Your soldiers are trained better. Your soldiers are more well paid. So how you losing wars? You got the best troops and the best military in the world, but how you keep losing? I'm saying as soon 2 days we stop fighting. I'm saying, listen, as much as we bombing Iran, I'm like, oh my goodness, the country's destroyed. President Trump say, okay, I feel sorry for y'all. They taught me not to do that. 2 days, they not fight. You know who start the fight again every time? Iran. They want the smoke. President Trump threatened to bomb their buildings and bridges. I think they already got a plan for that. They don't care. If you threaten to bomb my buildings and bridges and you gonna hit me as hard as you ever would, I promise you, if y'all stop fighting in this moment, I'm gonna find my way out the exit. Okay, I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to be tough, but America finna smash me. So I'm finna say, okay, President Trump, stop shooting. Okay, I ain't shooting. Nah, every time he stops shooting, Iran starts shooting too. Every single time. 10 out of 10 times. Every single time that we stop shooting, Iran starts shooting again first. Do that sound like somebody who's scared that you bomb their buildings and bridges? There ain't no win in that war. Our chances of winning that war is about as good as our chances was of beating the Taliban. Did we beat the Taliban? Then how we gonna win this war? You gotta tell me that. We didn't beat the Taliban, did we? The Taliban was in power when we got to Afghanistan, right? We fought them for 20 years. And when we left, hanging off of airplanes, guess who was still in power with all of our equipment now? The Taliban. Boy, where I'm from, that's a loss. On the Upper West Side, you know, white people, y'all might be like, nah, you go to the hood, them black people gonna tell you straight up, boy, you got drugged. The Taliban drugged you, boy. You lost to the Taliban. How you gonna lose to a ragtag gang with the strongest military in the world and you lost to a ragtag gang? It's time to get truthful, bruh. We gotta cut out the nonsense and cut out this foolishness if we wanna remain great. We gotta cut out the nonsense and cut out the foolishness in America if we want our country to remain great. No one listening to the hood. No one listening to the hood, EJ. What I'm trying to tell you is how we won. Did we win in Afghanistan then? You got to explain how we won. You got to break that down. How you got a ragtag organization that's in power, right? You go to their country, you remove that organization, and they out of power. You there for 20 years. And at the end of that 20 years, that same ragtag organization, the Taliban, is back in power. Not only they back in power, they riding around in Humvees. The Taliban, not only they in power, they riding around in American equipment. America went over there and they trained Osama bin Laden how to fight. So they ended up having to fight against Osama bin. I'm telling you, you as stupid as you can be, bruh. You stupid, you dumb as could be. Just because you a government, you stupid as you could be. You train Osama bin Laden how to fight. And so Osama bin Laden gonna fight against you, so you gonna go over there, borrow $9 trillion to fight against him again. You kill him, and then the Taliban back in power in the same spot they was in before you started. You can't be that smart. When you're not being honest and you're not being truthful, that's what's gonna happen. When you're not being honest and truthful, it's gonna take, look, for the nation of Israel, if y'all don't believe the Bible, it took 400 years for God to free the nation of Israel. 400. It might take, it don't look like it's gonna take God 400 years to deal with America. It don't look like you got 400 years left. It don't look like it's 250 years. You don't have 150 years left. You're gonna have to change. A revolution isn't wanted, it's necessary. We need a revolution. That's what we need. We gotta change. We need to change. What don't need to be changed? Our police don't need to be changed. Who believes that no police departments across America are corrupt? Or how many people believe they only corrupt in 40 states? How many people don't believe there's at least one corrupt police department in all 50 states? Everybody knows that. What about the courts? What about the Congress? What about, you get it? The system broken. It's corrupt. The system broken, bro. It's corrupt. Y'all know it's true. You know it's factual. What I'm saying wrong. I'm just experiencing it personally. But it's broken for everybody. It ain't broken for President Trump, but yes it is. He 34 felonies. It's the system getting broken for billionaires too. 34 felonies. So it's broken for him too. If it's broken for a billionaire, once the system breaks for billionaires, it's gonna be over with. Because for us, it's already broken. Yeah, once it breaks for them, it's over with. Once it break for Elon and them, it's over with. It ain't gonna be calling for no revolution. Elon gonna fund the revolution. They're gonna change it. I promise you. The reason we can't change it, we don't have the money. We don't have the means or the influence. Elon and them got the money, means, and influence to change this whole thing. If they politically minded, he could change the whole system. It needs changing, man. It's fundamentally broken on every level. Every level. You could lie to the police so easily and corrupt the whole department. I told my mama that. Them dudes, they walking crash dummies. You could call the police and tell them almost anything. Hey, officer, I seen this dude over here and he gonna believe it. He just believing anything you tell him, like he ain't got a brain. It's like they zombies. Anything you tell him, he ain't gonna go research or check or look or find out nothing. He just gonna sit there and believe what they tell him. Oh, it's a military organization. I gotta believe them. I'm saying, what are military organizations? If I was a judge, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, what is a military organization operating in the continental United States for in the first place? What you need a military, contractor on an American citizen, and I'm a federal judge. When you tell me that first thing right there alone is gonna let me know something wrong. The military, I was in the military, maybe the judge wasn't. The UMCJ is completely different than any federal laws. It's completely different. So these people in the military, they operating by a different set of laws than what the police supposed to be operating. That's why ICE ain't got body cameras. They think they could do what they want to do. The military, give them the power, but your power is in Iran. Go in Iran. You trying to over here harassing American citizens, you can't beat Iran. Go beat Iran. You over here harassing American citizens, you getting, bro, the military contractor organizing people in your community to harass fellow Americans, and you getting your teeth kicked out in Iran. It's embarrassing, man. It's really embarrassing. You getting your teeth kicked out in Iran. How is that a win? Where's a win at? You destroy all their bridges and all their power plants. They want you to do that, President Trump, because if you do that, I promise you're going to end up in jail. That's what's going to happen to you. It's going to be your own people that put you in jail. You're going to end up in jail. That's what's going to happen to you, President Trump. You hear Mandami talking about arresting Netanyahu? Yeah, those are the people who come. All his friends coming into power next. You go ahead and bomb them bridges and them if you want to. They're gonna be trying to put you in jail. I'm telling you, it's a different situation. That's why them people like Mandami, they want to hear him say they gonna lock up Netanyahu. Y'all think that sounds stupid? You know how many people think Netanyahu corrupt? You know how many people in the United States knows that Netanyahu is corrupt. So when you say you finna lock up Benjamin Netanyahu, I'm telling you that's a popular concept in America. It's just like if you say you're gonna put President Trump in the jail, that's a popular concept in America. They already tried to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so I'm saying, if the military, if J.D. Vance and General Kane then came to you and told you not to bomb and you do it anyway, I promise you could guarantee. Look, General Kane made sure, him and J.D., they made sure, I don't have nothing to do with this. Because on Friday, we tried to talk President Trump out of this. And President Trump, he's still saying that he gonna bomb their bridges and they build. Go ahead and do it. It ain't gonna get you nowhere closer to ending this war. Because I promise you, America stopped shooting for 2 days. You see what I'm saying? America stopped shooting for 2 days. And the 2 days they stopped shooting, guess who fired the first shot again at them? Iran. Memorandum of Understanding, guess who broke that? Iran. You think Iran, it's the reason why they want the war to continue. Fall into that trap if you want to. You can't, you just a bunch of idiots. It's just a bunch of idiots who get the money and running our country. That's all it is, a bunch of idiots. Complete imbeciles. The rest of Americans are looking at, besides the little crash dummies, you got a bunch of crash dummies running around here. They don't, well look, America gonna crumble and they just gonna be on the ground crumbling with America. They stupid. We not talking about no stupid people. We talking about the people with a brain. So all the people who got a brain, you know what I'm saying? For all the ones of us who got a brain, that's who I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? This little dude right here, he ain't got no brain. That dude in the red shirt, I promise you, he ain't got no brain. You could look at him. He look like a zombie. Look just what he doing right here. They told him to come outside where he ain't got a brain. He can't think for himself. Call my phone and tell me some stupid stuff and I'm gonna show you somebody with a brain. I could think for myself. I don't care about nobody's opinion. I ain't trying to be in no boys club. You like me or you don't. It ain't gonna make no difference to me. It ain't gonna change nothing I do. Whether you like me or you don't like me, it ain't gonna change nothing. All I know is you better not come around me disrespecting no laws. You better not come around me breaking no laws. I don't care about what your mama say. I don't care about what nobody you know say, boy. I don't care about what your police department say. Real talk. I don't care about what nobody in your community say. Break a law in front of me. Y'all could let Jeffrey Epstein molest 12-year-olds and get away with it. Come do it in front of me. For real. Go get a rich, powerful man that could smash me and tell him to come do something like that around me and watch how I respond to that. Because in my mind, I'll kill you. In my mind, if I saw Jeffrey Epstein and I saw he was a plague that couldn't be gotten rid of, I'd kill that boy. In my mind, I'd kill him. They killed him in the end anyway. Did or did they not? He hung himself in jail from a bottom bed. They killed him anyway. I'm saying I would have killed him before he hurt the children. That's what I'm talking about. I would have killed him when Miami-Dade had him the first time. Or what, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach County. When Palm Beach County arrested him the first time and he got away from that, I would have killed him right then. I would have smoked him then. That was the time to smoke him right then. You should have smoked him then. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to smoke him. You go, oh, I want this $1 million job. Oh, I'm a judge. I want this $1 million. I want to stay on the bench. I want to. God puts you in situations to where you got to lose something for his name. You understand that? Boy, I believe in truth. I believe in justice. I don't believe you should let somebody call your police department and puppet keep them. I don't care if it's the CIA calling. I don't care if it's the CIA. Y'all need to follow the rules too. See, the problem is they don't need to be operating in the United States. That's the problem. The Central Intelligence Agency and the military does not need to operate in the U.S. That's just like ICE. ICE going after American citizens. That's how they kill American citizens. That's how they keep killing American citizens. ICE ain't supposed to be going after Americans. They supposed to go after immigrants, and they killing immigrants too. What are we talking about? Yeah, Epstein is one criminal out of millions of criminals that got all your leaders on a list. You make that make sense for me. You make that make sense for me. Epstein is one criminal out of millions of criminals that got all your leaders making. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. That's what I'm talking about. You got the strongest military in the world and you losing to another basically third world country. It's embarrassing. The Taliban ain't even a third world country. You lost to the Taliban. Listen, if I had an American military and I lost to the Taliban, I wouldn't have fought no more wars. I would have did a readjustment. You gonna fall for the bait and go for it again, and this is where you finna bleed out. China, Russia, they didn't sucker you. They suckering you. You getting suckered. America is getting suckered. You suckered. You suckered. High gas prices, high inflation, and a forever war. Sucker. That you cannot win. Sucker. Oh, I'm gonna go finish the job. I pray President Trump gonna end up destroying them bridges and watch what happened. And listen, after he destroyed them bridges and all them, he gonna look up and he gonna hear some rockets. Here comes some rockets. Uh-oh, there it go. Iran, they still shooting at you. You done went and destroyed all the bridges, all of this, all of that, and they still shooting at you. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Guys, that's my time, man. That's 2.5 hours. Episode 96. Pouring my heart in this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care about what nobody think. I don't care what your I don't care about. I'm different. I'm going to call you out for your wrong. Period. Even if it destroys me, you getting called out. I destroy myself to get you. That's real scary if I was you. I don't have no concerns or thoughts about myself. I make myself look like a complete idiot to get you. God sent me here to get that, to stand up against that corruption. He told me he gonna give me the 25,000 when he want me to have it. But my job is to stand against that corruption. And if you pull a trick, I promise you, I'ma surprise you. You could put me in the bottom of any river you please. But before I get in that river, I promise you, I'm coming at your head. I'ma die with that. I'll die happily with that. Happily. As a martyr. Listen, when I get to heaven, I'm going to get a bigger crown of righteousness than you, and I lived the majority of my life in sin. You do just like Moses. You striking the rock too much. Can you imagine you being Moses, living your life, and God come get you to lead these people, and you don't want to lead these people, but in the end, they get to go in the promised land, and you don't, and you let them. The people you leading that you calling so wicked and so wrong, God said they going to the promised land, but you not. You not going to the promised land, Moses, because I told you to stop striking that rock. You're not going to the promised land, Moses, because you can't trick the devil, number one. And it's never okay to lie, and you cannot lie to trick the devil. The devil telling you to say that. It's the devil telling you to say that. Oh, I'm going to lie to trick the devil. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need to put my man on camera. He talking about more than most people talking about. And he ain't nothing but 4 years old. And he talking about more than most people talking about. You ask them who the Secretary of State, they probably don't even know who the Secretary of State is. You ask them what's the capital of Iran, you don't even know what the capital of Iran is. For real, they should have a voting test. And we ask you, who is General Kane? What's General Kane's job? If you don't know it, you shouldn't be able to vote. But you around here with an opinion. You got an opinion. You got an opinion though. If they ask you what continent Iran is on, can you name the continent Iran on? You feel what I'm saying? Real talk. Look, dude told me, we gonna send you back to your country, Africa. He told me we gonna send you back to your country, Africa. Your country, Africa. This dude thinking Africa is a country. Like, how should he be able to have an opinion? He think that over 10 nations is one country. Africa is a country. How should you have an opinion? You stupid. You need to go back to school. 90% of these people walking around here need to go to school. They need to go back to school. That's their problem. I promise you. Ask them who the Speaker of the House is. Real talk. Hey, ma'am, who's the Speaker? You don't see them doing those, they go around, hey, ma'am, who the Speaker of the House is? They'll be sitting there, Hey, what's the capital of Iraq? He probably don't even know what the capital of Iraq is. I'm saying you talking about people who are really literally stupid. But they got opinions. They got political opinions. If you go ask them an opinion about something, boy, they'll let you hear their opinion. They don't have no knowledge of nothing going on in the world. No knowledge. Where Nigeria at? They couldn't even tell you where Nigeria at because they thinking Africa is a whole, they thinking the continent of Africa is a country. If you think Africa is a country, then Europe definitely is a country, right? They don't even know they don't ask them, they don't even know how many continents you have. If you gotta ask how many continents, you gotta ask one of the children who learning it. You asking one of these adults, how many planets in the solar system? What solar system we in? You'll see how stupid people really are. Put a camera in their face. Now look, they gonna tell you don't do that to me because I got a whole bunch of knowledge. I'll name you, bro, naming the 50 states to me, I'd rather eat a piece of candy than name 50 states. That's too easy. I'll name you every country in South America, boy. I'll name you every country in Africa, boy. I'll tell you the capital cities of countries you ain't even never heard of before. Ask the people that know me. That's how I know the stuff I know. The knowledge, I know what I got knowledge. I got knowledge and you don't. And you up here with an opinion and you hadn't educated yourself enough. You need to educate yourself more before you form an opinion. I had been started a YouTube channel, but I didn't come out with opinions like this until I educated myself completely. You don't have to know all the history, but you gotta know at least what's going on in the current times. Outside of President Trump and J.D. Vance, I don't even know if they know anybody in the administration. Outside of President Trump and J.D. Vance, who the Secretary of State is then? Who the Secretary of State is? I want to hear you say it. You know what I'm talking about? Who the Joint Chiefs of Staff is? Most of these people walking around here don't even know what a Joint Chiefs of Staff is. Oh, you want a joint? You want to smoke a joint? Who the Joint Chief of Staff is then? You know what I'm talking about? Who the top brass in the Navy is? You don't know this. You military, you running around doing a military program and you don't know your history. You don't know, not your history, excuse me, you don't know your current affairs and your current governor, your current leaders. Who the top brass in the Air Force is then? That's what I'm saying. If you don't have the knowledge I got, how you gonna argue with me? That's why you gonna lose 10 out of 10 times. That's why you gotta go pay a judge or try some corrupt stuff or some crooked stuff because you ain't got the knowledge I got. All you can do is screw your face up. Don't know nothing, don't have a brain. I guarantee you she ain't got a brain as big as the dinosaurs. I guarantee, I'll put money on it. Her brain ain't bigger than the dinosaurs. Ask her, I'll pay you $1,000. You tell me who the Secretary of State is. I'm telling you what I know. That girl brain ain't bigger than a literal green pea. That's all you got. I'm telling you, they don't have no knowledge. I'm telling you, they don't know. They don't know. They walking around being led in darkness. They don't know. I'm just being real with you. Outside of President Trump and J.D. Vance, 90% of them can't tell you nobody in his administration. They might have heard of Jared. Most of them don't even know who Jared Kushner is. They don't know. You ain't got no kind of knowledge, but you got an opinion about what's going on, but you don't even know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, how can you have an opinion? If you tell me that Africa is a country and you a grown person, I can't listen to you. You stupid. I don't talk to stupid people. This dude talking about, I'm going to send you back to your country, Africa. That's like a man. That's like you trying to get a man. He think he's smart. Hey, they told me a story one time. My mama told me a story. It's a black man. He said, I is educated. I is educated. I is educated. You can't even talk right. How you educated? You don't have no knowledge or nothing to have an opinion of mine. If we take a knowledge test, boy, I'm gonna make you look like you a 2-year-old. You don't have the knowledge I have to compete with me. That's why you get your lawyer. Bro, listen, when I first started filing cases, they would just get a lawyer and the judge would there just walk completely away from the case. And I'm gonna lose it. Because that lawyer got more knowledge than me. Once I start getting lawyer knowledge, they can't just get a lawyer. They try to cheat. How you up here thinking that I'm finna lose the case and you cheating? You trying to corrupt the court. I already beat you. You trying to get the judge to see me looking at a girl or staring at a girl. The judge, I know he ain't going along with that, because if he going along with it, that's telling you the whole story. He got the judge saying, hey, Your Honor, he be looking at girls and gonna spend all his money. You already lost. You already sorrier than me. Because I'm not doing that. Because I could do that. If you want me, I'll go for one of them lawyers. I could do the same thing you doing. We all got secrets now. Don't act like you ain't got no secrets. We all got secrets. I could do the same thing. I don't have to, because I know I'm right, and I know you wrong. And the judge know you wrong, and everybody know you wrong. We all know you wrong. So the way he rule is going to be the way he rule, but I promise you that those documents are going straight to whoever they going to, and they going to look over it. If you want to do the same thing you did in Texas, this time we going to get the ACLU with us. I'm going to tell the ACLU what you doing then. I'm going to tell the ACLU about your military organization and your corrupt police. Let's do that. Let's tell the American Civil Liberties Union about your corrupt police. Let's tell the American Civil Liberties Union that y'all like harassing disabled veterans. Let's tell them that with your garbage military organization. Your military organization is trash. Win the war in Iran first. Beat Iran in the war before you. How people gonna respect your military organization? You can't beat nobody in the war. You lost to Afghanistan. You lost to the Taliban. Your military lost to the Taliban, bruh. You lost to the Taliban. The military lost to the Taliban, bruh. Let's be real. You lost to the Taliban, and Iran over there smoking you right now. Who wanna listen to what you gotta say? You need to win a war first. Win the last war. We done fought the last 3 wars we done fought, and we ain't won one of them. When the last time we won a war? I'll wait for y'all. I'll let one of y'all people who don't know nothing tell me. When the last time we won a war? Secretary Hegseth said it. I didn't say that. Secretary Hegseth said it. He said we gonna change it to the Department of War because America hadn't been winning wars. And then we go to Iran and we getting beat again. We need to change the system. What I said that you don't understand? Your leaders are on the pedophile list. You got a $39 trillion debt. You got poor people. I'm saying, tell me what I'm saying wrong. What I said wrong? You killed bin Laden, but who in power in Afghanistan? EJ, who was in power before America attacked Afghanistan and who in power now? You spent 20 years in Afghanistan, you removed the Taliban, and they still in power. You lost. You lost. What you call that? You lost. You spent 20 years in Afghanistan. You removed the Taliban. They fought you the whole time. And 20 years later, when you leaving, hanging off of airplanes, they stealing your Humvees and shooting at you. You lost, EJ. What we talking about? Ask Secretary himself. When the last war in the Middle East we lost? Because I can't see how we winning this. You know it ain't no way in the world we gonna have a clear victory over the Iran. So when the last war? So that's your problem. You need to get your military and those military contractors to go to Iran and focus on what they need to be doing. That's what you need to be doing. Get all your military contractors to go to Iran and focus on winning the war. Instead of being in America harassing American citizens. You ain't focused. Military. Let's run a program on the military, get focused, because they not focused. We trying to help them focus. You can't train me something, boy. I'll be training you. You can't train me something, boy, because when I learn it, I'm going to train you. Just like bin Laden trained you before you killed him. You feel me? You need to focus. You over here spending resources, military contractors on American citizens, and you over in the Middle East on the world stage getting drugged. You know what Russia and China said? Nah, we don't want the war to end, Iran. Y'all keep on shooting at them. Keep on shooting at them. We got a plan for America. The right president, too. God gave y'all the biggest bully. God didn't want this to happen under President Obama, America. America, you've been bullying people. We gonna give you a bully. We not only a bully, we gonna give you a bully that's been convicted of 34 felonies, that's as immoral as we've ever seen as a president, and you gonna vote for him and make him your president. And you don't believe in God, though. The problem is most of them don't believe in God. Yep, go to Iran. I got a plan for you. The same thing happened to you in Afghanistan finna happen to you again. Spend 20 years there. Spend 20 years there. You gonna leave Iran looking just as stupid as you left leaving Afghanistan. As a matter of fact, you might leave looking more stupid. You might leave looking more stupid. Bro, we gotta change. We gotta stop doing this. Listen, I'm not gonna tell nobody to not hire a military contractor. What I'm gonna do is tell the police when that person call your phone and tell you to violate, that's why they need to be trained. Because if somebody tell the police to do something to somebody with a person with disability, they not trained. They don't know that person got rights. That's why they need to be trained. Because if they trained, then you're going to say, hey, we not going to do that, bro. That's not what we finna do. The military contractor, the police need to be telling the military contractors, hey, y'all do that in Iran. This is American. American citizens got rights, but that's not what they do. They try to be corrupt and do it anyway, making up their own rules and their own laws. That's what they do instead. And they wonder why we got the problems we got in our country. The system need to be changed, bro. The system broken. That's bottom line, that's point blank, and that's period. The system is broken. I don't care what you say, it's broken. I'm not trying to be your friend. I don't need nothing from you. It's broken. You don't want to pay that $25,000? I got other cases. It's cool. We going right back into that court. It's cool. I'm gonna sue him again. It's cool. I'm gonna file a appeal. It's cool. And you know what we gonna do? Cause see, you might have a plan. You might have a plan. I don't have no plans. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that personal. Yeah, I don't care what come behind it either. You can't do no corruption around me. You can't do that around me. So you shouldn't have got me involved in the situation. If you blaming it on somebody's mama, you stupid for listening to his mama. What if his mama called you and tell you to jump off a cliff? What you gonna do? Oh, well, his mama. What a man mama got to do with what a 46-year-old doing? That don't even sound right. You got a 46-year-old man who out here ain't around his mama, and you talking about something his mama said. Wait, that's crazy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What we talking about here, man? I don't do the corruption. If you corrupt, I'ma deal with you. I don't care who you are. I'ma deal with you. I'm saying when I go back to the MTA, make a report on me. I'ma deal with you. Make a report on me. What you waiting on? When you want to do this, I go to Grand Central today. As a matter of fact, I'm saying I go up there today. I don't like waiting. I like getting it on right now. If you let me wait, you gonna get sued so hard. You gonna get sued so hard. You making the decisions to do something stupid. I don't care how much I like a business. Look, this is what happened. I'll say I like a business or organization. So the military contractor, he gonna run the MTA and he gonna tell them to crash out. If they crash out, I'ma blow them. If they crash out, I don't care how much I like them. If they crash out, I'ma blow them. I don't care how much I respect them. If NYPD crash out, I'ma blow them. If the state troopers crash out, I'ma blow them. I don't care who you are. You could be my friend. Elon, my friend. You feel me? It don't matter who you are. I like Elon. He might not be my friend, but I like him. I don't care about none of that. I'ma blow you. I'm saying my mama don't need to be breaking U.S. law around me, bruh. That's on everything I love, my mama. Not around me. That's who I am. I'ma blow you. I don't care who you are. So they didn't call MTA now. So now they got MTA on the hood. I'm on the train. You got police officers over here having conversations they shouldn't be having. All I got to do is record it and tell your supervisor. I don't care what you talking about. You need to be more professional. Point blank, period. Yeah, hey, no diddy, no homo. When somebody say blow them, I'm sorry, y'all. In the streets, when they say blow them, you know they talking about that blower, boy. When they say I'ma blow you, you know what I'm saying? I'ma blow you down, boy. You feel me? I'ma blow them. You know I ain't talking about nothing violent, but I file cases, and that's what I do. I'ma sue you. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't care how much I like you. You shouldn't be listening to. Listen, God got you doing it. God doing this. This ain't no fraud. God got that military or contractor calling you and telling you that, and this your test. God had that woman come up to me and ask me, am I going to sell the beer? And this is my test. This is my test. No, I'm not selling that beer. No, I'm not protecting no pedophiles, and no, you not doing nothing corrupt on me. That's my time, y'all. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Episode number 95, 96. It's your boy Big Ghostwriter, baby. You heard me? Look, we gonna be live again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time, man. Also on the 31st, I have We the People number 10. It's gonna be released on the channel. All you gotta do is hit the video tab, and underneath the video tab, you'll see it, man. Listen, that's my time, man. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. It's nothing wrong with trying to help somebody. You see what I'm saying? But do not lie to help them. If you are lying, you are not helping someone. That's not help. You understand that? If you gotta go against the law, that's not helping someone. If you gotta make your own laws and break the laws, you're not helping them. What you not, the judge trying to say, that'll be like a judge trying to say, oh, well, I know better than what the law says. The law says that no one should discriminate, but this military group and the police, they're okay. That's what I'm saying. And if you doing that, we can't trust you. We can't trust you. You gonna stand 10 on what's right or you not. I don't care what it costs me, homeboy. You need to be asking you what it's gonna cost you. I don't care what it costs me, boy. I got plenty of cases. I can move courthouses. I can move courtrooms. You can't. You stuck in that spot and with your name on that paper, boy. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to stay intent on what you do. That's my time, man. I love y'all. Y'all remember Christ is King. This is the day the Lord has made. I will. Wait, look. Hey, Bill, while I'm blowing them, not like that, no Diddy. Bill, while I'm blowing them and while I'm stomping on them, I will rejoice and be glad in it because this is what I feel like God told me to do. You should have left me out there on the beach smoking my weed. You should have left me on the beach chasing my girls. But you want to go get a military organization and you want to, so this is what you get. This is me at my best. You corrupt. Imagine the same people that you go get, he the one that's going to turn on you and tell you you ain't no good. You corrupt. You need to fix yourself. Before you fix anyone else, make sure you fixed first. That's my time, y'all. I'm out. I'll see y'all in the morning.